Muslim?
I'm not a Muslim.
Are you a Democrat?
Not a Democrat.
Are you a Black American?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And I have them on the list of the top three groups of massive failures in this country. Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree.
Tell me why.
I think that if anyone's a failure, it would be the system that is implemented to oppress anyone who isn't a white tea person. And I
Okay,
think you,
elaborate.
as a white tea person, you are actively exerting that oppression by, even saying some bullshit like this.
Okay. So how am I adding to the oppression of black people?
You're saying that they're failures, man. That that's like that's super oppressive.
Okay.
And why are Muslims failures? That's what I'm trying to wrap my head around.
Really?
Yeah, like what does this mean? Is this like just racism or like what? Is there? Do you have
Is
like a
Muslim?
rational?
Wait, hold on one
Do you
second.
have like a rational
Wait, is that
explanation?
is that a is that a race now?
No, not Muslims. Just you have
Oh,
Black Americans on here as well.
right.
So
So
is this like a
Muslims are
racist thing or like is there a rational
wait.
explanation for
Once
this?
I'll re-ask. Being Muslim, is that a race now?
I never claimed it was.
Oh, okay. But you can't. Okay. Regardless, doesn't really matter. We'll move past it. You have Muslims responsible for a lot of terrorist attacks throughout the world. Correct? You agree with
Are
that?
they Muslim Americans?
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, they're not. So how are they a failure in the USA?
Okay, do you agree that there's a lot of terrorist attacks throughout the world that are done by Muslims? Let's start there. Can you acknowledge that?
Yes, but those are from Muslims from Muslim countries. Those aren't Muslims that are from a
From
country.
Muslim countries. What are you talking about? We had one in New Orleans on New Year's Day.
From a Muslim country.
He was
It
born
wasn't it
in
wasn't
Texas.
well,
What are you talking about?
either way,
Wait,
there's
wait. Why
you
why
c-
are you saying from a Muslim country?
because
Well, he
most of these
had one
attacks
done in New Orleans, regardless of where he was born. Why is
okay,
your answer
well,
from Muslim country? Like, why is your answer that?
wait, you're making fun of my accent now. Come on,
No,
dude.
not necessarily the accent. It's the words that came with the accent. That was the problem.
Anyways, man.
Okay, man.
Okay, so white tea people commit hate crimes all the time. Are white tea people failures?
Of course not. And I've said not every Muslim is a terrorist, but most terrorist attacks are done by Muslims.
Yeah, but like that's not even true. In the
Okay.
U.S., that's not true. Most terrorist attacks are done by YT males.
Says who? Joe Biden and the Democratic Party?
No, it says like
Do you consider a
factual
school
information.
shooter a terrorist?
Yes, that is a terrorist.
Wait, what?
That's a terrorist. Yeah.
Okay. All right, very good. Final word to you, then I'm going to move on.
Final word. You're gonna kick me off.
Yeah, I really don't find you very entertaining or very intelligent. I don't know where to go.
Wait. You know what? Hold on. Why do you think that a
Hello?
school
Wait,
shooting
hold
is
on,
not
hold
an
on.
act
The
of?
conversation is over. You get the last sentence, then I drop you and I move on. So, last sentence to you.
Yo, this is an insane
Cool.
fucking
Okay, let me get
topic,
my
bro.
last sentence out.
All right,
The
very
fact
good.
that
We'll consider that your last sentence. I'm so sorry. Ryan, where are you from, Ryan?
I'm from California, man. What's up?
What's up, bro? Little Rat Guy, tell me one fun fact about yourself.
One fun fact. I don't know, man. There's many more. I believe that there's many more failures in the United States other than Muslims, Democrats, and Black Americans. That's fucking insane.
Okay, so how about
Those are
this?
probably like,
How about you give me a group of people and give me two talking points on why you think they should be on the list, and then
okay,
I'll give you my two or three reasons for each group. So go ahead, give me a group
okay,
of
okay.
people that is a
Let's,
bigger failure than these three. Go ahead, sir.
yeah, absolutely. Let's start with one. I feel like any human being can agree on this. Pedophiles, we can agree on that?
Okay, but a pedophile could be either of these three, correct? They could be a black American, they could be a
Sure, sure.
Democrat, or a Muslim.
Absolutely. The other one that we're gonna throw out there is billionaires.
Okay.
Those are my two groups of people that I think are genuinely ruining America.
You, wow. Okay, so we went from pedophiles way over here all the way over to the
No,
billionaires.
they're so connected. They are
Okay.
so connected.
All
What do you
right.
think Jeffrey Epstein was doing? That is the
Okay.
biggest cover up in United States history of any mass crime. There's
Well,
so
I
much
don't
evidence
think
against him.
I wouldn't say Epstein represents all of the billionaires, but that's fine. I get the point.
Mm,
But to me, I
who
don't
are the
know. It's
only
all.
who are the
Hold
only
on one
people who
second.
are
Hold on one
realistically
second.
able to cover up that
Hold
amount
on.
of
Hold on. It is
okay.
always mind blowing to me that I have people come up here, not talking about you, but just in general, I have people come up here with $9 in their bank account criticizing billionaires and calling them a failure. How does that make sense? Walk me through that thought process.
They are failing this country because they hoard the wealth for themselves that could be
No, but
used
they're
to
not
better other people's
failures, right?
lives.
They're very successful
They are
people.
failing our country. The mass, like oil production companies, the oligarchs in this country are hoarding the wealth for themselves, and they aren't helping any citizens out, bro. Like
Okay.
they shut the government down because they don't want to extend our health subsidies. They're going to double our healthcare costs, bro.
Tell
Like
me,
they want to hoard
tell
that money for
me,
themselves.
tell me, who'd you vote for in November?
I voted for Kamala Harris,
Fuck yeah, you
proudly.
did. Why is it that everybody that talks like you, every single one of them
What does that mean?
voted?
Talks like you. What
Hold
does that
on one
mean?
second. That says the nonsense that you're saying. Why is it every single one of them voted for that fake African American, sometimes Indian moron,
Yeah, she was
Kamala Harris?
biracial, dumbass. She was literally
Well,
half black, half
to be fair,
Indian.
do you remember the one day she had two different rallies? One was in Detroit,
It's
and I
called
think
code
one
switching.
was in
It's
Pennsylvania,
called code
and she
switching.
spoke with a different accent.
It's called code switching. Look it
Oh,
up.
okay. All right, very good. So,
You don't do that?
why is it?
Everybody does that.
I got you. But why is it that every person that talks like you, they all voted for Harris? Why do you think that is?
What does that even mean? Talks like me. What the fuck is that supposed to mean, dude?
Once again, I have somebody up here saying that the billionaires are bigger failures than a religion that is responsible for a lot of terrorist attacks, right? The
When's the last
billionaires,
terrorist attack from
hold
a
on one
Muslim in
second.
America?
The billionaires are a bigger failure than a political party that is a dying breed in this country, and that's the Democratic Party,
So how
right?
are they failing?
And
How are
the
they currently failing
billionaires are a
America?
bigger failure than a race in this
Yes.
country where a lot of them play victim for shit that happened to their ancestors,
Oh
and
my
they're
God, bro.
responsible for over
Yo,
half the murder in this country. So
that is
why
the
is it once
biggest false.
again?
Did you just
Hold on
use
one second.
1350?
Hold on. So
Come
very
on, dog.
bluntly, why is it that people that I'm not going to call you dumb, but you're saying very dumb things. Why is it that everybody that says dumb shit like you, every one of them voted for Harris? Why? Why do you think that is?
Okay, first of all, Muslims, do you know how, like, what percent of the population they are in America?
Teach me. Not you going to, not you asking a question and go look up your answer.
It's like 3% now. It's not that
I
many.
think it's higher, but that's fine. Let's
You
not.
can look it up. Sure, sure.
Okay.
That's up for debate. Um, Black
Not really.
Americans, Black Americans are like the most oppressed group in America.
Are
And
you a
you can
black
say white
American?
men this. No, I'm a white American.
Have you ever felt guilty for being white?
Ah, absolutely not. I don't think there's
Okay.
anything to be guilty. This is how I was born. And that's how
And
they were
you,
born. And
oh,
they
okay.
should the color of their skin at a traffic light. Just the
Okay.
other day, I was with my coworker. We got pulled
Have you
over for no
ever
reason.
held down a black person?
Held down? What does that mean?
Held back, held down, held back, oppressed a black person? Have you ever done that?
What is it? What the fuck does that even mean?
Wait, I'm so sorry. Don't you feel guilty
Like
that black
held
people?
down?
Whoa. Don't you feel bad that black
What does that
people?
mean?
Okay, hold on. Do you feel? Did you not say you feel bad that black people are oppressed in this country?
No, they absolutely are. So what does that
Okay,
mean?
so they absolutely are. So have you ever been responsible for the oppression?
No.
No.
What?
Okay. Oh, I'm just asking. So who are the white people holding the black people back? You haven't done it. I haven't done it. I would
Okay,
love
sure,
to.
sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
So it's policies, it's voting rights. Those are two major factors.
Like
They
what?
the
Wait, hold on.
redistricting
What do you
the
mean voting rights? Elaborate on that.
okay, yeah. So the redistrict maps in the South, you can look it up. It's they're taking they're basically it's they're gerrymandering it. Do you know what that means?
I know what it means.
Yeah. So it's a mass gerrymander of all of the Republican led states
I'm
in
so
the
sorry.
South.
The state of wait, I'm so sorry. The state of California, which is a Democratic state, is doing the
Yes.
same thing.
Yeah, this is the first time in California history that it's ever been done. These
Wrong.
states, they do it constantly to make black votes count less than white votes or any other votes because
Did
they,
you complain when the state of New York, a blue state, wanted to do it?
I didn't know about that. That's good for
Or
them
did
though.
you complain when J.B. Pritzker of Illinois came out and said he wants to do it?
He wants to do it. Has he done it yet? I don't think he's done it yet.
Okay, fair enough.
So that's just
Okay,
playing politics at that point.
okay,
Because
no
if
problem.
they're
So
going to do it, we can do it too.
let's go with it. The dumbass Democrats like yourself, if you
I'm not a
remember
Democrat.
when Georgia redid their voting laws in their state, the MLB moved their All Star game. There were companies that pulled out of Georgia,
Hmm.
and then what happened was the state of Georgia has set records for the amount of people casting their ballot. So
Okay,
to
sure,
me,
sure.
okay, so to
I would
me,
like to, I would like to actually stay on that topic for a second. So do you know how difficult it was for the average Black American living in Atlanta or any city in Georgia to vote during that election?
which election? Are you talking
I
about
believe
the
it was.
one where
I believe it
they
was.
opened early voting a month before and all day Saturday and Sunday they were open? They put voting places in churches. Like, what are you talking? How hard was it? Tell me. Tell me how
This
hard it
was in
was.
20. This was in 2020. So there was barely any voting stands
In
for like
2020, when
large.
everybody and their mother could use mail-in ballots because of fucking COVID. What the fuck are you talking about?
What are you talking? Okay, let me finish my statement because you keep interrupting me every time I'm
Wait,
talking.
you said how hard it is for a black person, so I went back to this last election where records were set in that state, and you deflected from
That's
that.
great.
Then you went back to 2020 when everybody could
What?
use mail-in ballots. So what are we doing? Going back to 2016 now?
No, I was talking about
Okay,
2020. I don't know why you keep
okay,
interrupting me. They had to
okay.
stand in
Tell
these
me about
long.
2020.
They
How
had to stand in
hard?
long lines. Sun beating down. They wouldn't allow them to sell water outside of the to people in the lines. Like they purposely made it so difficult to actually vote in that state during that time that it just like it's complete voter suppression. And I'm not saying that's what happened with the 2024 election. I think that just happened because the average America doesn't think a
But
woman can
just so
run
you
this
know, that
country.
law where the Democrats and the media made a big deal about water, that didn't happen in
About
2020. That was
water?
for the 20. You just mentioned water. You couldn't hand out water.
Oh yeah, no, they weren't allowed to sell water in the 2020 election
I,
when they were waiting in line.
okay, that didn't go into effect until before the 2024 election. Regardless,
No, it was in
do
2020.
you know why people, you're not allowed to do that?
What, sell water?
Why is it that if you're waiting in line, people are not allowed to come up and give you stuff or sell you stuff?
Sure, explain that to me. Why is that?
Why? Just think about it. Think about it for a second. Why is that not allowed?
I can't think of any reasonable explanation you shouldn't be allowed to sell water to somebody waiting in line to vote.
Just imagine if I went outside downtown Pittsburgh, outside the courthouse where some people vote, and there was a
Sure.
long line, and I just said, "Look, I'll give you $100 to vote for whoever my guy is." Would you really want that?
You think one vote is gonna change everything, bro? They figured
Okay,
out what's gonna
so
happen in these elections before it even happens, man.
so everybody knew Donald Trump was going to win.
Yeah, sure, sure. I had a feeling
Wait, those
that.
are your words. You said everybody knows what's going to happen. Did we know Donald Trump was going to
No,
win?
I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying the
Who
people
knows?
who truly run
Yeah.
this country. I'm talking about the oligarchs and the billionaires. They have the candidate that they believe is going to benefit them the most, and they try to get that
So
person elected.
if the rich people know who's going to win the election, why
Hmm.
would Elon Musk go out and spend hundreds of millions of dollars to get Donald Trump elected? How does that make sense?
I don't know. Elon Musk is a fucking dumbass, man. He's an absolute idiot. He,
Right?
you know,
Is it weird that once again that I have people with $8.12 in their bank account calling the richest man in the world dumb? Like, is that
you
ironic
said I
or
have
what?
$8.12 in my bank account,
Like,
bro.
is
Come
that
on. You want to go
ironic
ban for
that
ban?
I
Okay,
have
dude.
people like you calling Elon Musk dumb?
Bro, Elon
Wait,
Musk,
like
dude.
that would be like me saying that LeBron James is terrible at basketball. Like, come
Yeah, but
on.
do you truly believe that?
Do you truly believe Elon Musk, the man that holds more money than anybody else, is dumb?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, I absolutely
great.
believe that he is dumb.
So why is it that there are smart people like you that are here and criticizing him once again with $6.43 in their bank account? All right, you did good, bro.
Do you know? Wait, hold on. What the
Oh,
fuck?
go ahead,
I'm
bro.
not. Okay,
Good. Final word to you. I'm going to move on.
sure. Do you know how Elon Musk got his wealth?
Tell me.
His parents ran an emerald mine in South Africa during the apartheid state, and they made all their money off of that. And then once Elon was born, he was already basically a billionaire. And then he made some smart investments early on, but he has never invented anything himself. He gets a team of engineers to invent stuff for him, and then he says
Okay.
it's itself.
All right. Fair
Tesla
enough.
is the
I
most
appreciate you, bro. You did good.
overinflated
You did
stock of
good.
all time.
All
Sure,
right.
man.
You did good, bro. Keep up the good work.
I don't think you actually responded to any.
All right. Hood.
How you doing, good sir?
I'm great. How are you?
Man, I'm doing quite well.
Where are you from?
I'm from Chicago.
All right. How's the National Guard?
Just putting on a nice little show, doing some nice little marches,
Is
not
the
doing too
National
much.
Guard even there?
Oh, they're in a place called River North, so they're actually in a very nice, affluent part of town, not doing anything but harassing immigrants.
Harassing immigrants. Okay.
Absolutely.
Do you think if you were the mayor of Chicago that you would allow the National Guard to come in or embrace them coming in and
No,
work with
absolutely.
them?
No, absolutely not. I would be focused on reforming my very corrupt police department that has participated in criminality since its inception, especially when the Irish, Jewish, Italian mob
Oh,
were
fuck
around.
yeah. I got you.
Absolutely.
So, do you agree? Let's see if we can agree on this. Do you agree that when more law enforcement is present, such as the National Guard, like let's look at DC and what happened there, when the National Guard is present, violent crimes go down?
I would actually disagree, to be quite frank with you. It's been
Okay,
shown
can
that
you give me
I'm
a
sorry. Can I
plate?
finish my sentence? I'm sorry.
No, I was just agree or disagree. I don't need the bullshit after. So,
Oh, it's actually not bullshit.
can you give me an example of where more law enforcement is present and violent crimes, including murder, go up?
So we
Please.
can look at the Ronald Reagan era, or we can go back to Jimmy Carter. We can really start Nixon if you want to, right?
Okay,
What's
so
been shown.
anything. Hold on one second.
So you asked
Anything.
me for an example, and I began
Hold on
giving
one
you one,
second.
and then you cut me off.
Anything this century.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that 1980s was that long ago where it couldn't be used as a case
Okay,
study.
so no, you have nothing this century.
So again, now you put stipulations on my answer. Interesting. Moving the
Okay.
goalposts, I see. Quite intellectual of you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So to me, what I don't get is anywhere that there's more law enforcement, crime goes down. There's a whole bunch of law enforcement at like football stadiums or
And that hasn't been,
airports
and that's a poor
or
example because
wherever.
that hasn't been
And for
proven true
some
throughout
reason, I
history.
don't know why your dumbass is talking when I'm talking. I don't
Because
get
I'm much
that.
smarter than you, and unlike you, I'm not.
Of
I'm
course,
much
you're
smarter
much
than you.
smarter, of course.
Absolutely,
But what
much
I
more
don't
intelligent.
get is anytime more law enforcement is present, whether it's on a given day for a given event or in a city for an extended amount of time, crime goes down. But yet I have dumbasses come up here and say the shit that you're saying. So explain the thought process, please.
So let's be very honest. Are you going to let me explain? Or are you going to cut me off once I start actually
If
answering the question?
once again, if you spew bullshit or it's not, it doesn't apply to the question that I've asked, then yeah, I will cut you off.
So you asked me a question about policing, and you said, when has it been shown? Give me an example of when over policing has been shown to not affect crime. And I started giving you an example, and then you disliked my answer because I was actually giving you something from the 1980s. We can go to the 1990s if you want to, because that's some of the most prominent periods of time where we had a war on crime and a war on drugs. So are those not sufficient answers for you, sir?
I got you. So once again, I'll re-ask. Do you have anything from this century?
So
just yes or no.
Let's talk about when Hurricane Katrina happened. Is that okay? Is that okay? Is that
Go
good?
Ahead. Go
Is
ahead.
that good? Okay, cool. So let's talk about that, right? So we can think about the natural
You understand
disasters.
how dumb you fucking sound?
You sound so angry. You're such a little man.
Fucking dumb you
You're
sound?
such a little man. Are you okay?
Just go ahead. Embarrass yourself. Go ahead. Let's talk about Hurricane Katrina.
A fragile white ego, man. Lord.
No, bro.
It's so sad.
To be honest, it's more.
It's so sad. I feel bad for you, bro.
It's more embarrassment that there are people that have the thought process that you have that live in this country.
Man, I feel so bad for you as well, man. The poor white man. The poor white man. Oh my God, my country is falling apart because of things I've done. Oh my God, pity me. Please stop
first of all, I want to be clear. Our country is thriving.
Not really.
And the country would thrive even more if I could wave a magic wand, get rid of the radical Muslims, get rid of the dumb Democrats, and get rid of the dumb Black Americans that they're not based in reality and
we're not going anywhere. And so unfortunate
when somebody said, how do we make America great again? That's what I would do. If
man, how do we make the world great again?
That's what I would choose. How do we
make the world great?
You know what I mean?
Maybe get rid of Western imperialism.
Make America great again.
Hey man, we would make America so great if we get rid of the country that keeps overthrowing regimes across the world that destroyed Iraq, destroyed Afghanistan, invaded Honduras, invaded Guatemala, invaded Grenada, invaded Panama, destabilized Venezuela. You know, Venezuela used to be the most wealthy country in the 1970s. What changed? Maybe you and your people. It's very interesting. Who created the Mujahideen? Who funded the Mujahideen that would turn into
Al-Qaeda? Hold on a second.
It's very interesting.
Okay. All right. So
it's very interesting. Did you know that American soldiers were being fired at by the same weapons provided by the CIA? Isn't that very interesting how you all create your own monsters and then cry the boogeyman? Stop it.
Wait, I'm so sorry.
Stop being so pathetic and weak.
The black man that constantly plays the victim card?
Oh, no, my people have been victimized. Crimes against humanity, according to the Geneva Convention, is what you and your people have done.
Is there anything
and the roosters are coming back. You know, I love it.
Not the roosters. Go ahead, finish that saying. What's that saying?
I love it. I couldn't even remember it at this moment. I'm just so thrilled and excited, bro.
The roosters
anyway,
finish that.
Are coming back to hen, whatever the fuck it is. Something like that.
Yeah.
The hens are coming back to rooster, whatever the fuck it is.
No, sorry. Okay, so.
But anyway, let's talk about the perpetual crimes that your people have committed.
What is something that I can do as a white man in 2025 that black people in this country cannot do?
Well, you have a level of sovereignty that exists, right? So unfortunately, due to the systemic nature of this country, because, you know, things are based around systems as much as you want to talk about
can you give me specific examples? You're a typical...
Yeah, absolutely. So we could talk about in the medical field, right?
I'm just asking for like real life examples. If
I am giving you real life examples, you're not talking because your little dick is hurting.
If I walk out my front door, you walk out your front door, and we are on FaceTime together.
You're not policed the same way I am.
What's something...
You're not policed the same way I am.
I guarantee you...
So look at the 2015 Department of Justice report on the Chicago Police Department and talk about how there's an institution of racism and gang warfare against Black America. Let's talk about redlining in America. Chicago is the most segregated city in the country. So what are we talking about? I'm going to cook you every time. What are we talking about?
And you're cooking. You're doing well. What I want is a specific example that I can do blank.
I gave you a couple.
Oh, but once again, I could get pulled over, you could get pulled over. More white people are killed by police every year than black people.
Numerically, we're talking about per capita. Are you familiar with that term? We're talking about per capita. Let's talk about per capita.
Of course, go ahead.
And black people have the most exonerations out of any racial group or ethnic group in this country. Isn't that interesting? Maybe because we're falsely accused.
The one thing I don't get, and once again, there's just a pattern of things that people say. And one thing that is consistent is for some reason there are dumbasses that come up here and want to focus on the few dozen exonerations than the few thousand murders done by black people, which I don't get.
Isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting that white people are so concerned about the drug usage of America while also importing drugs from different countries around the world to funnel into Black America? Have you ever heard of Iran-Contra with Oliver North? There was
I know, but there's more white people.
No. Don't deflect.
Hold on one second. Hold on.
What are we talking about?
And this is what I'm talking about, the victimhood mentality. Is you can't sit there and say, well, the white people are putting drugs into the black neighborhoods
110%.
when more white people are dying of overdose every year. So how does that?
You see, that's because the Chinaman is very angry at you.
Oh, the Chinaman. Now we're back to the Chinaman.
No. Let's talk about it. The opioid crisis, the precursor chemicals are shipped from China, right? That's because you guys did this thing called the Opium Wars, right? You and Daddy Britain, right? So as a result of destabilizing his society, he tried to return the favor. Welcome to America.
I got you. But you understand how it comes off dumb that somebody like you says, well, the white people are putting the drugs in the black communities, but more white people are dying of overdose. So
what you're talking about, so what you're doing, so the falsehood and the fallacy that you're trying to use is you're trying to compare the modern opioid crisis.
Wait, did I say anything that's inaccurate?
You're trying to talk about the modern opioid crisis when I'm talking about the Iran-Contra affair that happened in 1980, where it was shown that the CIA was allowing the Nicaraguan Contras to traffic cocaine in order to fight their war against the Sandinista government. Are you familiar with history, sir?
Gotcha. So once again,
we're talking about the facilitation of the opioid crisis.
Once again,
the opioid crisis was treated as a health and a mental crisis instead, unlike the criminalization that came from the cocaine era, in which crack cocaine was treated far differently than cocaine was. Why? Because your people use cocaine more while we used crack, right? So there was a policy put in place that would then lead to the 3-strike rules that then would be carried out because you're so obsessed with Democrat and Republican when they're two wings of the same fucking bird, you dumbass. They all fund the same shit. They all vote for the same shit at the end of the day when it comes to an international and domestic policy for the most part. So what are you talking about? It's incomparable. And that's because your people, at the end of the day, your people like you yourself who love Daddy Trump so much, or you love him more than you love your father, have been participants and complicit in the destabilization of nations around the world, which is why you can't seem to understand why there are Venezuelans leaving Venezuela. Are you okay?
Okay, once again, let me just help you out.
And I didn't vote, by the way, just so you know. I never voted for Kamala.
That I start talking, shut the fuck up. Do you understand? Do you understand? You think I started up this live for you to fucking ramble on with your?
You did not expect a black man to cook you so thoroughly.
Okay, here I told you. Whenever I start talking, shut the fuck up, and you're gone. It's that simple. I'll find another dumbass to talk to. I can assure you of that. And just to be clear, I'm not calling Alfonso a dumbass. I just want to be clear. Alfonso,
wow. And he said some stuff that was true, and I can see your point about certain things. I think I voted for Donald Trump because I'm hoping that things will get better in this country.
Okay, so can you tell me something that I said that was inaccurate?
No, but he brought some points out too. Did he not?
Okay.
No, did he not tell some?
Once again, yes. But when you come up here and say, well, some things you said were true, that would imply that some of the things I said were not true. So that's why I asked the question.
Well, he brought some points out. I'm gonna tell you what I see now.
Of course, he cooked.
Yeah, we got a problem here, and if you look at the big picture, we're gonna have a race war that they're trying to create.
No, we're not going to. Let me tell you why we're not going to have a race war.
Okay, why?
Because there is a large percentage of intelligent black people in this country. It's only the dumbasses that think that we're going to end up in a race war.
So I'm done for saying
that's what I don't get.
Media,
go ahead.
Look at the media. What are the media pushing? And that's the point I'm trying to. We got a media issue,
and that's fine. And I agree with you.
So I'm dumb for saying what I just said.
No. You
gotta watch.
Stop. Let me explain.
Mm-hmm.
Let me explain. The intelligent black people don't buy into the propaganda that the media spews, right? They see right through it. They go and do their own research and try and verify or debunk whatever the media pushes out. You know how many, hold on one second, do you know how many black people come up here and their impression is that it is nonstop black people getting murdered by police officers every year in this country when more white people are murdered. Okay, and why is that? That's because of A, the media, and B, there's a large percentage of black people that they act like the internet doesn't exist and they don't do their own research. You could respond.
Okay. What I'm saying, I agree with you. What you're saying, that the media brainwash. That's both whites and blacks and other people. The media is brainwashing this nation as a whole. You can't trust the media, but at the same time, the black community, we're having issues. You got to look at the root of what causing a lot of stuff in the black community as a whole, not as individuals, as a whole, sir. And that's what.
Okay. And what's the root cause?
Huh?
What's the root cause?
As the root cause, immorality of people in positions of authority. And how many blacks are in the past? How many blacks were in positions of authority that could really make a change in the community?
I'm gonna be honest. Like that talking point is just very bluntly, it's bullshit, right? In Chicago, you have a black mayor.
Hold on,
Hold on, Alfonso. Alfonso.
Okay.
Shut up, bro. In Chicago, we have a black mayor, a black chief of police, a black assistant chief of police. How's Chicago doing?
Terrible.
Okay. So the question was, where are black people in power?
You didn't get my point,
and
sir.
I gave you the two most powerful positions in the city of Chicago.
I agree. Now, but all this, a lot of this stuff started from the past and worked this way. Now look at you're not going to like what I'm saying. Look at those people in positions of authority. A lot of them are not what they call them FBAs. What are their history?
Oh, fuck me. Not foundational. Are you a foundational black American?
Yep. Look at that.
Okay, so hold on, Alfonso. Stop. Okay. I gotta ask, sir. What the fuck makes you say you're a foundational black American? If I told somebody, look, I'm Irish, and somebody came up to me and said, how do you know you're Irish? I would say, well, look, I could log in to 23andMe and my DNA test shows, I think it was like 98.8% Irish, 1.2% Scottish. How can you prove that you're a fucking foundational black American?
Well, as far as me, you got generations that's been in this country for years.
Wait, I'm so sorry. My proof is a DNA test. Very simply, what is your proof?
Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is, okay, you can say DNA. Number two, what I'm saying, a lot of times what I'm saying is, a lot of people coming from, they're not like first or second generation, and they don't see things like a lot of the Americans that's been here for years and years, generational.
I'm so sorry. Did you hear the question?
No. Let me finish.
My proof is a DNA test. What is your proof that you're a fucking foundational black American?
What's my proof?
Hold
on, my great grandma, my great grandfather,
I have those as well.
Let me finish.
So that's not convincing,
sir. Let me finish.
Okay.
I don't have any proof. I can only go by what you said too, sir.
But I can show you a DNA test.
See, you don't let me finish.
And I'm not asking you to show me, but let's just say hypothetically, you have to go in front of a judge and you have to present evidence on why you're a fucking foundational black American. What evidence do you have besides words just coming out of your mouth?
Well, the only thing I can say is DNA test. And what I'm saying,
so you got a DNA test and it said what?
And what I'm saying is, you got family members or all
I'm so sorry. What did your DNA test say? I answered very Irish and Scottish.
You don't let anybody talk, sir. I don't have a DNA test. I never did DNA test. I can only go by my grandma, my great grandfather, my this and that.
Okay, so you're not a foundational black American.
Yes,
okay.
Why not?
Most likely you're probably from Congo, like my friend Julian. So quit saying you're a foundational. Quit saying you're a foundational black American until you get a fucking DNA test and it shows it. Quit lying to yourself.
Look at the people that's in leadership in those cities you were talking about. Find out their blood.
Why are you deflecting, Mr. FBA?
They are first or second
Why are you
generation
fucking deflecting?
First or second generation, some of those people. A lot of them in a position of authority. And that's why they're pushing some of the issues. That's why they're in high positions.
You have no fucking clue what the fuck you're
Well,
talking
whatever.
about.
I got opinion just
But
like you,
you
sir.
act like you have the ancestry report for the chief of police in
I
Chicago.
don't have
What
answers.
happens if his
Let's
family has
agree.
been in this country
Let's
longer than
agree
your
that we have a
family?
moral issue in this country, okay? We may not agree with all that other stuff, but let's agree we got a moral issue in this country. Do you
Let me
agree?
tell you the number one issue. The number one issue is there are so many people that are Muslim, Democrat, and fucking Black American that do not base their reality in facts and common sense. That's the problem.
It's
You
a
are the
moral
problem.
issue. It's a
You
moral
are
issue,
the
sir.
problem.
You are the problem because you
You
bullheaded
coming
don't
up here
listen.
and saying I'm a foundational Black American
I
with
said they
no
are.
evidence. That's the problem, right?
You got a
Just like the
moral-
Muslims come up here and say, well, I don't think Muslims do terrorist attacks or W Hamas. Or Democrats come up here and they celebrate a protest on a random Saturday in October, and the Republicans keep winning. That's the problem.
I voted for Donald Trump, and just so like a lot of other minorities.
So you're another Julian. One,
And what
out
I'm
of
saying,
touch
what
with
I'm saying, we
reality,
had a, we
but
had
you
a,
support Trump.
we-
That's
we
even
got-
more fucked up.
what I'm saying, we have a moral issue in this country, and everybody wants the country to be a little better. They didn't like the previous
Yes, get
administration.
rid of these three groups of people, and we will make America great again.
We'll have a good country because everybody ain't the same. Just like everybody ain't the same like you. All white
Correct,
people are not
but
good. All
Alfonso,
blacks ain't good.
Alfonso, there
Go ahead.
are Muslims, there are Democrats, there are Black Americans that could come up here and acknowledge facts, right? You could be a Democrat and say, look, I don't like Donald Trump, he's a dickhead. Okay, but he is doing good things for the country.
And I said the same thing. Didn't I not say the same thing?
Muslim
Did
and say,
I
look,
not say?
our religion has a
No,
PR
don't
problem.
say that, man.
But when
Don't-
dumbasses like
say
you
that.
come up here and say, I'm a
Don't say-
foundational Black American with no proof, it just doesn't work.
Does it matter? Did we not say there was a moral issue in this country?
If I said I was a foundational Black American, would that bother you?
No.
Okay, then I'm a foundational Black American.
Okay,
All right.
you can be a foundational white American. That's what I was saying. You've been here for generations.
But that's the problem, right? You can't just make shit up.
Why not?
And you're
That's
why?
how some people.
Okay, fair enough. Why not?
People say it. They feel that a lot of people here that haven't been in here for generations, they don't see the plight of Americans in this country. They got a different mindset, and a lot of times they have no root in this country. Like I can get what I'm gonna get, and I'm leaving, going back to the country that I know or my family. They're like first or second generation. That's another issue that we have here.
Do you just see, and once again, just take an independent person that is listening to this conversation. You are saying that Black communities are struggling, possibly because there are Black people in charge that are not a foundational Black American. And then coming back to you, you're claiming you're a foundational Black American with no proof. Like you just see just an independent person listening to this conversation.
Well, you know what?
How dumb that
Everybody
fucking
got-
comes off? Do you think that comes off dumb?
Everybody have a different opinion, sir. Just like some of the things you said, and the other young man was busting you because
That's
of some
like
of the thinking
me
you had.
saying, that's essentially like me saying, I'm an NBA player. I'm on the Los Angeles
Oh,
Lakers
don't
criticizing
talk like that.
LeBron James
Don't say it like
when
that.
I'm not in the NBA.
What I'm saying, a foundational American, let's say, don't say Black family, let's say a foundational American. It could be anybody that's been here.
Anybody that wants to say it.
Both parents, whites, green, whatever, Muslims, whatever, Indians, Asians, they've been here, let's say, past the 1800s. Let's just say that. And you got people that's in positions of authority now, let's say in the Black communities. They saying they see stuff in Chicago, New York. They may be first or second generation. Their parents might be of another, like Africa or from the islands, and they don't see. I got everything I got. Like for instance, they might say, I got everything I got from working hard. You can do that too. And that's what they were saying. Just like they were talking about reparations. People were talking about reparations. Some people say it ain't good, but a lot of them say, no, I got what I got. You need to work and get what you got. And a lot of like the young man was telling you about the history of what was going on in the communities of the Black community. You got to look at, he was talking about the Black community as a whole why they are like that. There's blacks that are doing very well too, sir. Do you agree?
There are. Yes, there are.
Did he not bring up some
There are
points?
people within these three groups that are succeeding 100%.
Right.
Okay, but that does not override the massive failures within each group. That is the problem.
Case closed. You got a point. And do you not agree with what I had said?
Of course. Of course. But once again, the biggest problem and the biggest common denominator between these three groups is within each of these groups, there's a shit ton of people that do not base things in facts. And that's the problem. And you don't base things in facts.
Not every time, no. I travel the world.
So why? Why?
Everybody got
foundational black
the young man. Okay, let's don't say black foundational American. Let's say foundational American.
Okay.
You want to say that? Is that fair to you?
I once again, you're going to continue to say you're a foundational black American. Why? I have no clue.
Okay, we can say foundational Americans if it hurts your feelings. Okay, that you.
I could care less what you say. I could go out there tomorrow and say I'm a foundational black American.
I'm just looking at what I see. Look at the leadership, the people. Where you're from? What's your lineage? Why you say the same thing? I'm talking about some of these leaders that a lot of blacks say they should have reparations, and these leaders that's supposed to be representing us, they're like, no, you don't. We're gonna deny. We're gonna deny unless they're gonna get something out of it, or vote for me, and they hold stuff as a carrot over people. Oh, well, we're gonna give you this. But like my daddy said, work hard and get what you got to get yourself. Don't depend on anybody. Don't put your trust in a man. Work. That's the key thing. That's agree to disagree. And don't call people stupid. That's
I can't help myself. I can't help myself. I can't help myself when people come up here and say stupid shit nonstop.
Everybody got
with no facts to back it up. That is dumb. Final word to you, then I'm moving on.
Everybody got an opinion about stuff, and I always listen.
Correct. That's the problem. That's the problem, Alfonso. You're entitled to your own opinion, not your own fucking facts. That's the problem.
I heard a story about this guy, this black dude. He said, "Hey, Al, not Al. I'm not gonna say my name." He said he made up. Don't get mad. He met a guy that was in KKK, and the guy was talking to him. He said, "You don't know me. I don't know you. Let's sit down and drink. I'll buy you alcohol." He said a lot of times when you start talking to people that's in the KKK or whoever they are, he said usually they change their mind because they were taught a certain way. And that's another thing too. People got to change their way of thinking and sit down and talk. A lot of people don't want to sit down and talk. They start screaming and calling people names. You stupid. You don't think what I think.
You agree that most conversations are more beneficial when people base the conversation on facts?
Sometimes you got to sit and think and ask people why they think the way they think. They may not explain themselves
ask that often. Why the fuck do people come up here
and see how you said? Did I curse you out?
They do. I think about that often.
You cry like a little girl doing that, man. You sound like my little brother. He does that.
I got you. But you have to, once again, Alfonso, in all seriousness, okay? Wake the fuck up, okay? Stop spewing bullshit that you're a foundational black American. Get a DNA test.
Okay, let's say foundational American since you put it like that.
Fucking Congo.
We can agree to disagree. Thank you, man. You all right. I don't agree with everything you said. But that young man cooked your butt. I had to laugh about it.
Just like you did, 100%.
Man, you're all right sometimes. Bye. I gotta go back to work.
I'm so sorry. Justice.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm all right.
Where are you from?
I'm from St. Louis.
Tell me a fun fact about yourself or your city.
We are a very dangerous city, and I can take down a moving bunny.
You can take down a moving bunny. Okay. Mm-hmm. With a shotgun, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. All right. So, okay. Tremendous. And why is your city dangerous? Murder rates, drugs, all the above?
We have a lot of things going on. I do find it interesting that only I think 54% of the murders are actually not cold cases. So a lot of that is not like solved, but they're extremely solved in my city. So I would disagree and say that we actually handle and solve our shit, and you guys don't in your community.
Meaning the white folk. Wait, what don't we handle?
Your police don't work and do their jobs. So when you guys talk about black on black crimes, you guys have cold cases.
Okay, so your argument is that the cops don't solve the white people murders, but they solve the black people murders?
Yeah, we can start there.
I haven't heard that before.
Hmm.
And why do you think that is?
Because you guys don't have enough police in your neighborhoods.
Okay. Well, once again, this is new to me. I don't know what to say. Like
That's
for
good.
instance, in St. Louis,
Hmm.
I'm sure just like my city of Pittsburgh, there are certain parts of the city where it's more dangerous than others. There's other parts of the city where nothing is going on. Um, I don't get I don't know how to respond to that, to be honest.
I do understand that, but Google, for the people down in the chat say that I'm saying that those are untrue facts. Google how many cold cases or how many murders are solved a year, and then we can start with that conversation. But since you can't have that conversation, and I will respect that, I will say
Can
that
I
I
ask
am
you?
a
Because I'm just
FBA.
trying to get where you're going with this.
Oh,
Are
I'm just
you
saying the statistic is flawed because you only have 50% of the data. So when you guys are heavily patrolling black communities and fixing the crimes and arresting the mentally unstable people in our communities, you guys are not having your people in your community checked. And those people
so
are going free.
are you saying that whenever people bring up the stat about black people commit over half the murders in this country, are you saying that the unsolved cases would make it like white people would lead in murder or something?
I don't know. I'm just saying
Okay.
that is a unknown variable. So that's an X. So if we're talking about math, because I like math, X plus 3 equals 8. You can't say the 3 is the majority when you haven't fixed half of the shit that you guys have been doing. And I
Okay.
mean,
So
even still, historically, you guys make money off of genocider. You guys have the
what does
most
that mean?
genocider. Fill in the
What's
blanks because I have to
what's
use
that? Is that like a
TikTok
movie
friendly.
or what? What is that?
Like the Atlantic slave trade, the Native Americans, the
How did I make
mustache
money off
man.
that?
You said what?
How did I make money off that? Like I have no
It's an
problem making
industry.
money
It's
anyway.
an industry though. People make money off of that.
Okay.
You're making
So
money
are
off
you
of it
one of
right
these
now. What are you talking
people?
about? Three
Are you
biggest failures in USA: Democrats, Black people, Muslims. You're not talking about a specific person. You're talking about a group of people that is, implying that you promote a mass genocider. So yes, sir, you are benefiting off of that.
what? Okay, but okay. This is very unique, which I appreciate. So
Hmm.
you're saying by listing three groups that are failing, I'm doing what? I'm benefiting off genocider
Yeah, you're making money off of that because
off of.
two of these groups, not the Democrats, because Democrats are kind of weird. I wish there was a different party because I won't get into that. But two of these groups were targeted by Europeans.
Okay, so once again, let's just talk about this decade, the last decade, or this century. Is there another group of people you would put up there in to replace one of them?
I can say America failed black people. Like you guys, white people failed everybody. You guys don't build anything. You guys didn't build Wall Street. You guys didn't build the railroads. You guys
Wait, I
don't
thought you
even.
guys had a Wall Street and well, okay,
Well,
go ahead.
we technically we built New York City. That's the only reason why it's there because of
How did
slaves.
black people build NYC?
Because we had free labor, sir. We were slaves. I'm not afraid of that. My people are descendants of slaves, and I do have proof of that. So yes, I am a foundational black American.
Oh fuck yeah! Here we go. So,
Hmm.
all right. So here we go. So if you had to go in front of a judge and present evidence that you're a foundational Black American, what evidence could you present to that judge?
Right here.
And what is it?
That's my great 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 grandfather.
Okay, and
And
the
these are his
judges.
kids.
Okay, okay. So the judge would ask you, how would this nice laminated piece of paper, how would that prove that you're a foundational Black American?
Because he was here before we even had rights and freedom. So he was a
Okay,
slave.
okay. And how do you know he was here before before that? How do you know?
Because one, I have his birth certificate, and I have and he was a soldier, so he was heavily documented into the American systems.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, so where were his parents born?
His parents were born on the plantation in
On the
Mississippi.
plantation. Okay, so do you think that this evidence would win your case on why you're a foundational Black American?
It
Do
means
you
that
honestly
I
think
was
that?
one of the people that was documented before we got the rights, because you and I know that Daddy Trump
But
said that
what documentation do you have? Once
I
again,
have
just
I have
go
his
ahead.
name in a slave book documented.
Okay, his
What are we
name
talking
is
about?
in the okay, but that doesn't mean that he would. Okay, all right. So, okay, all right. I'm just gonna move forward. I'm gonna move past this nonsense of a foundational Black American. Is there is there anything that that I can do as a white person that a Black person cannot in this country?
So we're gonna ignore redlining,
Okay, and
because
when
I live in St. Louis, Missouri. So
you
there's a
told me.
documentary on that Spanish Lake.
Oh, okay. When was redlining outlawed in this country?
I'm not quite sure, but I know like what women were allowed to get their own bank accounts in like the 70s, 80s.
Okay, so how does that affect Black America today?
What do you mean?
Very
Oh,
plain English.
well, I am
How
from
does it
St. Louis, Missouri.
affect Black Americans today?
I am from St. Louis, Missouri. I went to Ladue, so I was there when Mike Brown happened and things like that. How it affects us is when they sent the National Guard out. Well, Trump, he did specifically. When he sent out the National Guard to our city, he didn't bring the guards out to the actual neighborhood that was actually causing damage. He actually put it in the neighborhoods that nothing was happening. So Olivet, Ladue, St. Charles, all of those cities were protected while they let the other cities burn. So what was the point of him bringing the National Guard?
What parts of the city burned when the National Guard was there?
Ferguson.
Well, are you talking about this year?
That was happening like what, 2014? I'm not sure.
Donald Trump wasn't even president then.
In 2014, Donald Trump wasn't the president.
He was not. No, he won the 2016 election, got sworn in January of 2017. That was actually Barack Hussein Obama. That was not her having to Google it. What the fuck?
Somebody just can't tell me something, so I would have to see it, because I know that I know for a fact Trump sent the National Guard out to Ferguson. I know that for a fact. Now it might be a Mandela effect, but I'm gonna see what you're saying. If you're right, then you're right. But if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I'm gonna Google it. I'm not just gonna take your word for face value. Like, what are we talking about?
You have to verify that Donald Trump got sworn in January of
No, I have
2017.
to verify when Mike Brown passed away, because I don't really know all the.
Okay. I just want to try this one more time. What I'm asking, just very directly, is there one thing that I can do that a Black person cannot do in this country?
Like I said, redlining. I feel like it's easier for you guys to.
Redlining was banned like 57 years ago. So let's just go with it though. How has redlining affected you?
My grandmother bought a house that she passed down to me, and it's in one of the cities that are a red line. So that's how it affects me. I'm doing better than a lot of people, but it's still like not in a desirable neighborhood.
So redlining affects you today, 57 years later, because your grandmother bought a house in the hood?
No, she didn't buy a house in the hood. She bought a house where she could.
Okay, in the hood.
Where she
Okay.
could. It's a nice
Oh,
house. It has jets in the
okay.
tub.
But what's wrong? You're complaining that what?
That she could have bought a better house somewhere else without redlining. What
Okay,
are we
so
talking
let's
about?
recap. The question is, how is redlining affecting you today? Your answer is, grandma could have bought a better house.
I'm saying the house that I live in. So do you know how generational wealth works? You pass
Okay,
your stuff down to the next generation so that generation can get it.
I got you. So
So if she bought a
could
house
you
that
buy a
doesn't,
house today? Because once again, the question was, how is it affecting you today? Could you buy a house outside of the hood today? Yes.
could I make the money that she put into this house and sell it for
Yes.
what it's
There,
worth?
there.
No, I
No,
cannot
okay.
because of
But
redlining.
there are black people in this country that are thriving and buying houses outside of the hood.
That's fine. But
Okay.
that doesn't mean that black people weren't affected.
Okay. 100%. Let's acknowledge that black people have had a rough time in this country. Let's acknowledge that. But I just don't see the correlation between what happened to your ancestors and
Not
what
my
happens
ancestors.
today. I'm sorry?
I mean, I guess if you, I never really referred to my grandmother because I knew her. Like, ancestors is like people that I don't know. Like, the person I just showed would be like an ancestor to me. But I
Okay, fair
guess,
enough. No problem. Okay, but once again, I feel that there's a lot of ancestors of black people in this country that are rolling over in their grave because black people are playing victim nonstop for the real shit that they went through every day.
I mean, I
Nobody is
definitely
telling
feel
you
like we are
nobody
privileged.
nobody is telling you to get the fuck out to the cotton fields and pick some cotton. But they did tell your ancestors that.
But how do you know that they're doing that? Because even if you look at like the prison systems and how they protested and everything, they're literally using those same tactics against black, well, not even specifically black people, poor people to this day. Like literally, Trump was like, "Oh, okay, well, since you guys aren't listening to me, I'm gonna starve you. Let me take away the EBT on Thanksgiving," which is absolutely wild and like un-American, but that's he's literally using the same playing field. Everything that he does
Okay,
isn't
I
original.
just want to be clear. You're kind of rambling there. Are you saying that there are black people? Are there white people in this country that still own black people?
Yeah, it's called a private institution in prison
Okay, and where? Okay, so where can I find the cotton fields or whatever the fuck the slaves are
in
doing?
Texas.
In Texas, there's cotton fields where they're
Texas.
sending.
You have California. They literally,
You're just
immigrants are
listing
the new
states.
modern day slaves. So I'm not sitting up here and saying that I am I'm a slave and all of this and I'm oppressed by a white person or anything. I'm saying is it's being very disingenuous not to recognize the things that you guys placed in the system. Like we do have private prison systems. In Alabama, less than 2% of the
But
prisoners get
whenever
out
we
on
talk about
parole.
the percentage of people in prison, it's pretty even between white and black people. So are white people now slaves too?
Yeah. That's why I
Okay.
said poor people. I'm not making it about race because it's America. It's not about race. It's about poor people versus rich people. Are you rich, sir?
I'm a cashier at Wendy's, so I don't
So
think
you
so.
qualify for EBT, sir?
I've never checked, but I should.
Okay, so you know that the prices of chickens went up by double. It used to be $5 for 4 chicken thighs, and now it's 10 chicken thighs. $10 for chicken thighs.
I thought you loved math. Didn't you say that?
Yeah, and I have receipts too. I'm saying they
You have
doubled in
receipts for what?
price.
Do you have another laminated piece of paper?
The laminated piece of paper is my ancestors, as you would call it. But I mean, you were just
That's
mad
what it
because
was. It was a
you was
laminated
up here
piece of
trying to
paper
figure out how
that
if
this
we were
conversation
foundationally
started
Black
with.
American,
How are you a
and I showed you
foundational
that I
black
was Black
American?
American.
I could go get this piece of paper laminated and say that I'm a foundational Black
That's
American.
my lineage, though.
Right, of course.
It is my lineage.
Have you ever gotten a DNA test?
I've never said I wasn't from African descent, but do you call yourself European? Or any job application, do they ask you, are you white / European?
What is the breakdown of percentages?
I'm Irish. I'm Irish. I'm African.
I'm Irish too. All right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm an American mutt. What are we talking about?
Okay, so if I were to look at your DNA test, what section would I see? Yep, foundational Black American. Yep, that's her.
It's a new term saying that my ancestors were
It's a new term. It sure fucking is.
Descendants of slaves.
It sure fucking is a new term. So you guys just made up a term, okay, and you just rolled with it. No clue what it means. No way of proving it. You guys just rolled with it.
What does "Make America Great Again" mean? You just came up with that acronym and you just rolled with it?
I'm all about that. And the way that we make America great again is
and
to
I
take
believe
the worst
that my
of the
people
worst.
were
Get
foundational Black American. My last name is literally Justice.
Not
I
based
am
in
really
reality
rooted in
and
this
facts.
shit.
Get them the fuck out. That's how you make America great again.
Get them the fuck out. You guys wouldn't even be able to survive. Did the white community in Arkansas, didn't that fail?
I have no
Did they
clue.
move back? They moved back to their hometowns because they couldn't survive.
Why? I have a friend, Kalia, on this app, that if I went to the middle of California and drew a line straight across to the Atlantic Ocean, and on November 1st, all the black people head south, all the white people stay north, who's going to do better?
I would love to see that.
Who's going to do better?
We get the south and you guys get the north?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So who would
we
do
will win because all the goods are coming from down south. What are we talking about? You don't even know where your goods and products come from. They come from Texas and Alabama.
It comes from Texas. Okay.
I mean, are you going to give the
no problem.
Mexicans
We're not
Cali?
Once again, that's not the point of this exercise. Is why is it that I believe, and maybe you'll agree or disagree, is I believe that there will be smart, wealthy black people that'll be paying people like me to sneak them up north. Why do you think that is?
I don't think black people really like white people as much as you think.
Really?
Like,
so why is it the second that somebody gets a big promotion or hits the lottery, they get the fuck out of the hood?
But the hood doesn't equate to like a black neighborhood though.
Okay.
Like that doesn't make sense. Like that's like saying like HBCUs. That's the hood. No, that's a place where black educated people go to learn.
Tell me a city in this country where the population is majority black and they're thriving.
And they're thriving. I mean, I could have said Jackson, Mississippi, but the thing is, they got hit by like the water. There's no good water in Mississippi, so there's no good people that live there. Every person that does get successful, they disperse and do their own little thing. So I don't know.
Right. So you're proving my point. As soon as they make some money, they get the fuck out of the hood.
Yeah, but when segregation was a thing, because that's what we were talking about. We were talking about segregation. That's when black people were thriving the most.
Okay, so my impression is that the more black people you have in a condensed area, the more likely that area is set up for failure, right? So what you're saying is if we put all the black people down south, we're going to go from massive failures to just magically going to succeed? How does that make sense?
It's kind of weird when you guys had like black towns like Tulsa, Oklahoma, and you guys burned those down, and then you're up here saying like, "Oh, black people wouldn't do good if it wasn't for the white man." Like now you're talking like a Democrat, sir. But now you're talking like a Democrat, like we actually need help. We don't need help. We just need y'all to leave us the fuck alone.
That's adorable what you just said, but you're not addressing what I actually said. Okay, the more black people in a condensed area, the more likely it's failing. So if that is true, why is it that if we put everybody down south that is black, why would they go from massive failures to success story? Like, why? How would that happen?
Because you're including the rich people too, because only 17.9% of black people are actually poor. So if you put all of the rich people that ran away from their cities and think that they're white and put them back into their neighborhoods where they actually have to feed their neighborhoods, then we'll probably do a lot better than you. Like, come on now.
So you're saying that the wealthy black people, when everybody goes south, they're going to just go to the hood and start feeding everybody?
The hood is crazy. I'm saying like a neighborhood. Like I do understand you do realize the minority there's not a lot of there's more white people being treated for addictions than there is poor black people. Do you not realize that?
Absolutely.
So why
What
are
does
you
that have to do with
associating us with poorness?
what does that have to do with this conversation?
Because sir, I don't associate you with your addicts. I don't. So why are
Okay.
you associating me with our bad apples? Like that's all we
I'm
have
not
to
putting.
offer.
Once again, I'm just speaking as a group. I'm not talking about you. You're not going out and murdering black people every weekend in Chicago, but black Americans in Chicago are doing that.
I mean, that's fine. You guys are in the
No, it's
military
not
doing
fun.
that
No, it's not fun.
overseas.
Wait, say that again.
I say your people are just going in the military and doing it overseas.
Oh, okay. Elaborate.
Your psychopaths are just in the FBI and
The
overseas in
FBI
the
overseas.
military.
Very smart.
Black ops. Like, what are you talking
Black
about? You
ops.
guys give your white people an outlet to do the things that they want to do, and you just let our people roam the streets. And you guys say, well, hey, we love our pew-pews, but you don't want to regulate them. So that
Once
is what
again,
I
in your
understand, sir.
mind, does it make sense that you're saying that the white people are in the FBI overseas killing people? Does that make sense in your brain? Does that make sense?
Literally, they had a
Literally.
statistic
Okay,
come out
great.
saying that you got the most psychopaths are in the FBI or Black Ops Special Force. That's literally true. Like, you guys have an outlet for you guys to be crazy. You guys get a pass to be crazy. Autism is a soft word for saying crazy. You guys are crazy.
But I'm so sorry. Can black people join the military or the FBI?
Do black people join the military? I mean,
Well,
I'm
the
not saying that
FBI
those
director right now is not a white person.
power to the black man. I mean, what do
Well, he's not
you?
black either, to be fair, but that's fine.
I'm just saying the people that are in that
But I'm sorry,
job
can you answer
majority
my
are
question directly? Can
psychopaths.
black people join the military or the FBI?
Anybody could join the military. She, he, her, it,
Okay, but
them, they.
you're saying that it's the white folk that are, once again, your words, not mine, that are in the FBI overseas.
They're psychopaths.
They're psychopaths. Okay, so the FBI. Okay, fair enough. Very intelligent. Very intelligent. All right, final word to you, and then I'm moving on. Actually, let me just say one thing, then you could respond or say whatever you want. But once again, you and people like you with your mindset, you are the problem. Okay, you come up here and you have the mindset it's the white man that's the problem in this country. It's not. It's people like you that are so fucking out of touch with reality and so fucking dumb that you're the problem. And my frustration is not with you, it's with the groups as a whole. And just once again, I'm sure you're a sweet person, but
I'm
you
not
are the
sweet.
problem.
Okay, my
Final
final
word
word
here.
is black people. We need to be stocking up on our food. If you do not know how to use a pew pew, it's probably time for you to go into the range and be doing your own thing because these people are absolutely psychopaths and we probably have to use any force by any means necessary. They are not your friends. They do not care about you and they
But
have no
it's your
sympathy
own
for you.
people killing
So
your
you
own
guys
people.
need to be aware, watch what they're doing, and prepare because it's not about to get real, it's real.
It's
And they
fucking
hate
real
us.
now.
And they hate us.
But you do
Toodles.
realize that it's more black people killing other black people than the white folk killing black people, right? You do realize that.
Today, but what about tomorrow?
Okay, so maybe tomorrow the white people. Okay, good point, I guess.
Toodles.
Not toodles. Go ahead, girl. Holy fuck. Dean, I accept you. I don't know what happened. Ryan, I accept you. Did not work.
Okay, this should be fun.
I'm so sorry. What's your name?
Guylan sounds like nylon, but with the G. Guylan,
Gylon. And where are you from, Gylon?
Texas.
All right. And tell me a fun fact about yourself.
I played Santa Claus as a black person in my fifth grade play.
Santa's black?
I played. You said, "Tell me something interesting."
But is Santa
We
black?
hold
Okay,
up,
you
hold
did.
up.
You told me. I'm
Are we
asking
going to
you
be
a
able to
follow-up
listen?
question. Is fucking Santa Claus black?
Depending on what nation that you're in, could be.
Okay, what nation is Santa Claus black?
You can see Black Santa. Actually, you can see Black Santa Claus in America. I was fifth grade
Where?
and I played a Black Santa Claus.
Okay, where can I find?
So
Where can I see that Santa Claus is black in America?
you can Google Black Santa Claus. There are Black Santa Clauses all over the place, sir. Now, whether you agree with it or
I
not,
might be Black Santa Claus for Halloween. What do you
then
think?
be Black Santa Claus for Halloween if that makes you happy.
I think it would actually, but
So hold up. So this is the thing. You asked me to tell you something interesting about myself. I told you that, and you turned it into, well, was Santa black? So you didn't even acknowledge what I told you. So
yeah,
are we
but
here to
like the
discuss,
last
or we
lady,
here?
she
Are
was
you
very
here to
nice. She said, "I can shoot a moving rabbit." I think she said.
Yeah,
And my
the first thing.
hold on one second. My follow-up question to her was very simple. With a shotgun, do you mean? And she said yes. So I asked her a follow-up question. She did not get emotional and have a mental breakdown. She
Nobody,
answered
hold
my
up.
question,
Okay.
and then we got into the conversation. You said your fun fact. I asked you one follow-up question, and you're ready to start looting and setting shit on fire up here.
Oh, so what?
Answer
Hold
the
up.
fucking question.
I'm looting and setting shit on
You're
fire
about
now.
to.
Why?
All right, so
Why?
go ahead,
Why would
Black
I?
Santa.
Because I'm black? Is it
Oh,
because I'm
I
black?
I don't even know if you're black.
Well, I am black, but why would I start looting and setting shit on fire?
Why did you guys do it in the summer of 2020?
Why did we do it in the summer of 2020? So you like
Wait,
facts,
so every
correct?
question I ask, are you going
Hold
to
up.
repeat back to me?
So you like facts, correct?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. 96%
Correct. Granted,
of the
99% were
90,
peaceful. 99% were peaceful.
correct.
Why is it that every night during the summer of 2020 there were helicopters over different stores, whether it was a Target store or
Depending on,
a Nike store? Why was it a whole bunch of black people walking out with big screens?
okay. So the fact is when you have things like protests, when it gets late at night, regardless of the type of protest or celebration for sports teams or whatever else, the crazies tend to come out at night. Would you agree with that?
Of course. Can you tell
Okay,
me the
so I
last
said the
time?
crazies. Hold up,
Can
I
you
said
tell
the
me the last
crazies.
time a city celebrated a championship and you saw people walking out with big screens
I
for
can't,
for multiple reasons?
to be honest, I can't tell you remember the last one, but it has happened, and it has happened where they're firebombed and they flip over police cars and everything else.
Okay.
And that's a fact, correct? That
Okay. Sure.
happens.
Sure.
So
I
if you
mean,
just want to make it a black thing that we're the only ones that loot, then fine, you can make that up in your head, but that's not the truth.
okay,
The truth is late
but
at
you
night
have
when
no
shit happens, it
example.
goes sideways.
You have no example of.
I'm not in front of my computer. I
Okay.
can
No
Google
problem.
it.
No
And
problem.
you're
Maybe we
talking
can come
about the
back
summer of
and bring
love. You're
that.
talking about and what you're bringing up is the complete negativity. You're not looking at the positive, which is people practice their First Amendment rights across the United States in peaceful ways, and a very small percentage of that ended up in negativity.
Okay. Correct. All right. So, what brought you? What was your original reason for coming up?
I My original reason for coming up is one to have a conversation based on facts, right? So something you said a little bit earlier when you were talking to the young lady, you mentioned black on black crime, which in this country is somewhere about 92%. But nobody ever talks about white on white crime, which is in this country averages about 88, 89%. Why is
Okay.
that? Why do we only talk about black on black crime and we don't talk about white on white crime?
Two things
I
I'm going
mean,
to say. Two things I'm going to say.
because it's negligible in the percentage, and so your crime is a proximity thing.
If
So
someone
why
just
not
asks
bring up
you
white on white crime?
who's a bigger problem crime wise in this country, do you think it's white people or black people?
I think if you okay. So where I would normally go with this is I would normally be like, yeah, there's more white people. But crime is a proximity thing, and crime is generally a poor people thing. So poor people tend to commit more crime than anybody else. And the
Okay.
same way you said, if you drew a line straight across this country and you moved all the black people down, and then no, it is about poverty. Poverty is where you find crime at. So if you're in a black neighborhood or a white neighborhood, you will find similar amounts of crime in those neighborhoods
So,
because those
just very
neighborhoods,
bluntly, do you think the South would survive?
oh, 100%,
You think they would thrive?
100%.
So the question I asked the nice lady prior to you was, it seems like in this country, once again, I don't have stats,
So
except for the
anecdotal.
murder rate
Your
and
stuff is anecdotal.
the murder rate. Of course, black people are committing half the murders, and every single crime category on any FBI report over the last decade, there's not one stat line where black people are less than the population percentage wise, right? So if you look at the crime,
Actually,
hold on
no,
one
that's
second,
not
hold on one
true.
second.
That's
When
not
you
true,
look,
sir.
okay, go ahead, give me a stat line and where I could verify.
P3DOs, perfect
Okay,
example.
and
White men outpace every other ethnic group. I want to say it's 65%. Hispanics are somewhere in the mid 20s. Black people are somewhere around 17%.
that's still.
Oh,
Do you see
hold
what
on,
I
hold
mean?
up.
Do you see what? Do you
17%,
see what I fucking
17.
mean? Do you
No,
see
no,
what
no,
I
no.
fucking mean?
Hold up, hold up. Are we going to
I
talk
just
numbers?
said there's not one line where they're lower than 13%, and you go interrupt me and then give me a stat line where they're still higher than 13 fucking percent.
But that's okay. But we have to, if we're going to talk about that, we have to talk about how numbers actually work. 17%, because you all always go straight to the 50% or 55% or 60% or whatever number you all make up and say, well, look, it's out proportion of the people.
I'm
So
so sorry.
are we going to
Stop.
say,
You're embarrassing yourself. You're
that about white
embarrassing
people?
yourself. The
No,
question was
no.
very, very simply, give me one fucking stat line on any FBI report over the last decade where the stat line says that black people are committing less than 13% of that particular crime.
That's okay. They're not. You're right.
Okay.
They're correct.
Okay.
You're right. You're right.
So whenever I ask the question, who is outperforming their population percentage? And when I say
White people.
outperforming, it's
White people. I just gave you the stat. What's the percentage of white people in America right now? 50 something percent? You all are outperforming P3DOs. I
okay.
just gave you the stat. You don't like it.
Okay. Once again, I'm going to try and do it a little bit slow.
You said
I'm
outperform.
trying to be patient with your dumbass.
No.
Okay.
Hold up. Have I called you a name yet? Have I called you a
I
name
don't
yet?
give a rat's ass if
I
you
know
call me a
because
name or not. I
white
don't
people
give a fuck.
outperform
Listen,
white people.
you
You're gonna drop me
sir,
because you're
sir,
scared.
sir,
You're gonna
don't
drop me because you're scared.
listen. Don't let me call you stupid and then prove that you're a fucking moron, right?
Here we.
So,
I'm a fucking
okay,
moron now.
very good. So the question is very simple.
White people,
Okay, white
P3DOs.
people. Very good. So
Because
if
what's the percentage of white people in this country? About 55%. They outperform because you all are doing about 60% of the P3DO stuff. That
well,
is
to be fair, the
outperforming
population.
the same way that black people outperform in the PD3O at 17%.
I believe the population for the 2020 census, white people were 64%. So that would not be
Okay.
60% would not be higher than 64%.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
All right. You're right.
Okay,
White people
so
are great. Y'all have no problems
point is,
whatsoever.
the point is,
If it wasn't for Muslims and black people, this country would be perfect. That's what you said.
just the dumb ones.
That's literally what you said. And there was one other group, I can't remember what they are.
Democrats. It's up here. It's up here, right here. If we
Okay.
could take the dumb ones and,
What
and get rid of
What have
them,
Muslims done? What have
if
Muslims done to
we,
the
what
country,
have
sir?
Muslims done? What have
Yes, what have
Muslims
Muslims
done
done?
throughout the? Are you a
No,
Muslim,
no, no,
sir?
no, no. What have Muslims done in this century?
Have you heard of 9/11?
Oh, when you all finally started opening doors for each other and treating each other with respect?
That's your response?
Yeah, that is my
Wow.
response. Because what I know about 9/11, it was one of the most horrible days in this country's history. And it gave white people a reason to be scared of everybody else.
Okay. So
Who makes
through
the security? Who makes the majority of the laws in this country, sir?
I'm guessing the white folk.
Okay. Who made? Oh, this is one thing I
Wait,
did
wait,
want to
hold on,
speak
hold
to.
on. You were.
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
want to
Go ahead.
focus on Muslims for a second.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
If I said to you that not every Muslim is a terrorist, but most terrorist attacks throughout the world are done by Muslims, would you agree or disagree with that?
Not knowing the stats, I would probably agree unless we were talking about America.
Okay, can you tell me the last time a Christian, a Jew, a Buddhist, or any other religion put on a suicide vest?
I can tell you the last time you're familiar with Charlie Kirk. I'm sure you're a really fan of his, and he was shot by a Christian. That same day,
You
that
hear?
same
Well, I'm
day,
so sorry.
that
Once again,
same day,
this is what I'm
a
talking.
young man, that same day, a young man
This
went
is
in
what
and
I'm
unalived
talking
three
about.
kids in a
When
school.
when I say you're fucking dumb, I really mean it. Because
What
the
about
question was,
Dylan Roof that went into a black
I
church
don't
and
know if I'm
unalived
talking
people?
too fast. The question was, can you tell me the last time a Christian, a Jew, a Buddhist, any other religion put on a suicide vest and you totally deflect and go somewhere else? Why?
No, I'm talking about America, my man. Let's talk about
Okay.
America.
Okay, go ahead.
So when was the last time that happened in America? 9/11, right?
No, how about New Orleans on New Year's Day, right? We had a Muslim drive down Bourbon Street and murder innocent people. Just
So
in
let
the
me let
last
me
few
let me tell you where I
days,
am. Let me tell you where I
just,
live.
hold on one second. Just in the last few days, we had a Muslim arrested in Louisiana that was part of 10/7 in the Middle East.
Okay. That is correct. That was one guy, correct?
Okay.
Now I'm not putting over what he did. Horrible, right? So are we going to talk? So I live in San Antonio, Texas, right? About an hour from Uvalde. How many kids were killed or unalived at that moment? 20, right? I'm not too far from the Walmart where it happened also in Texas.
But they're not doing that
Over
in the
20
name of
people, over
they're not
20
doing
people
it
were
in the
done.
name
White
of a
Christian
religion.
men. They were white Christian men, my man.
And did they say Jesus is great before they shot people?
You know what? When we drop bombs in this country, we say
Okay,
God bless our
now we're
troops.
back to the bombs. Okay,
No, no,
great.
no. We say God bless our troops when we do something crazy. We say God bless our troops. May God be with America.
The question was very simple. Did the school shooter in Texas or the guy in the Walmart, did they say
They were
Jesus is
white
great
Christian
before?
men. They were white Christian men, my man.
Okay. All right, very
So
good.
if you want to, no, and I'll answer your question because that's what type of dude I am. No, they did not say that before they did it. But you didn't say that's what they say when they put on the suicide vest and they do that. What you said was, when was the last time somebody put? I said in America it has not happened. And then I went ahead to tell you the countless number of people in those two incidents, over 40. You didn't need a suicide vest to do it because they freely went in with guns and did it, sir.
I got you.
But
I will say this
you don't
in
have a problem
regards
with that?
to
Do you have
in
a problem with that?
in regards to Muslims in this country. I don't know what the Muslim population is here.
So it's
Maybe
okay for white people to do it because you all have more people in this country?
once again, I'm not going to defend a school shooter or a guy that shoots up a
Okay, and
Walmart.
I'm not going to defend somebody that did 10/7. I'm not going to defend anybody else. But I'm not going to also pit those people against each other and make it seem like we have a problem with Muslims and we don't have a problem with white Christian men in this country
Well, listen,
or poor people in general.
if we talk about school shootings or shootings at a church or a
Yeah, a
mass
black church
shooting.
where one white man went in
Why are
and
you
killed all
talking
those
when I
people.
talk? Why are you talking when I'm talking?
Because I need you to go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Even with those three types of shootings factored in, it's the black people that are
It's
murdering
the
more people
black
in
people.
America today.
It's the black people. See, you see how you see. I don't even have to. I could talk about crime being
Wait, I'm
poverty.
sorry.
I could talk
Once
about
again, don't
crime.
let your emotions get the best of you.
Hold up, I didn't
Acknowledge what
change the
I
way I'm
said,
speaking.
Mr. I debate in facts. Just can you acknowledge that fact?
I can acknowledge that black on black crime in this country is somewhere
No.
around
I'm
ninety
going to
percent.
say the sentence again, and you either agree or disagree. Mass shootings, school shootings, places of worship, most likely a white person. Even with all those three factored in, and for some reason you guys love to bring those up, even with that
Yes.
factored in, it is still black people that are murdering more Americans every year in this country. True or false?
Now, if you base it with exonerations, it's not true.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. That's the problem. So
Well,
in your mind,
because exonerations mean that you wind up not
in
doing the crime,
your
right?
fucked up mind, okay, let's say there's 4,000 murders
It's
committed.
too many. It's too
Okay,
many.
no problem. In your fucked
It's
up
too
mind,
many.
how many are
It's
exonerated?
50%.
No.
No, the number is literally 50%.
And that's what I'm saying. Okay. All right.
You can
So
look that up. You can look up the number of exonerations, and it's 50%.
elaborate on the 50%. Go ahead.
It's 50% of of black folk that are convicted of a crime, a serious crime. I'm sorry, it's murders. It is a 50% exoneration rate.
Okay.
And
So
go ahead.
this is my last question, and I'll let you get the final word. I want you to answer, and then I'll let you have the final word, take your shot, and then I'm going to move on. Can you tell me the difference between these two statements? Statement one, over half the murders that black people do are later exonerated. That's statement one. And statement two is over half the exonerations are for black people. Can you tell me the difference between those two statements?
I don't. What I'm hearing is I'm hearing similar things. What's the difference in your mind? I'm being very serious. This is not a
Okay.
gotcha.
I'm
I'm being
just going
very
to
serious.
use nice round numbers. Let's say in a given calendar year, there's 4,000 murders done by black people.
Okay.
To say that over half of them were exonerated would mean 2,000 of the 4,000 were
Yes.
found in exoneration. That's a lot.
It
However,
is a lot.
okay. However, in a calendar year, let's say 20 were exonerated and 50% of them were black people. That means 10 of the 4,000 instead of 2,000 of the 4,000 were exonerated. Do you see the
Well,
difference?
okay. So I would have to double check the numbers. See, this is how I can do this. I can double check the numbers, and I see what you're saying. It's a valid question, and I would have to double check it. Now, do you have that number, or because you don't have the raw number, right?
Okay.
And you're not 100% sure. You're talking about the words that we're using. You're not talking about the actual exonerations, correct?
Okay, so in your mind, sitting here right
No,
now,
not in my mind. I asked you a simple question. I answered your question, sir.
in your once again, very bluntly, I don't believe that half the murders committed by black people are later exonerated. Okay, I think you read something that over half the exonerations are for black people, and that's the difference.
But you're not 100% sure, and I'm not 100% sure. Can we agree on that?
Okay, sure. Final word. It doesn't
Okay.
matter. Final word to you. Then I'm moving on.
So hold on. I'm very curious about something.
Hold on one second.
Foundational.
Oh, here we go.
Foundational Black Americans. What does that mean to you?
It's kind of like let's come full circle. Foundational. Here's an equation for you. Foundational Black American equals Black Santa Claus. Santa Claus is not real, and neither is a foundational Black American.
Okay, so this is my point. First of all, I'm not a fan, or do I consider myself a foundational Black American, right? But the funny part is when you talk about FBAs being made up or it's not a real thing, can we also say the black race, the white race, and the Hispanic race are made up as well?
Sure. But my
Hold up.
hold on, hold on.
FBAs are not real. FBAs are not real, nor are white people.
Okay, so what do you want to call me? Am I a cracker? What am I?
You know what? You know what? It'd be really cool if everybody would be American. And then we got away from it, and then we could look at the classist system that we have in this country. That's what we could look at. That's what would be really cool. See, I don't need to be black. Black was not something that I adopted. Black was something that was given to me the same way that white was given to the Irish when they came here, or the Polish that they came here to increase the numbers. That is a fact. The separation came from white folk in this country. It didn't come from black people. You think that black people want to be separated in this country?
There is a percentage of Americans.
I'm talking about, but see, you talk, it's so interesting because you bring up history when it's convenient for you, but then you don't want to talk about history. Do you realize that white America, that we're going to use white
I wasn't
America,
even going to talk about history.
but
Like,
has
you
a
asked the
two,
question,
it has
I
a
went to go
20,
answer it, and you interrupted me one word in.
so go ahead and answer.
I don't get it. Okay? There are a percentage of black people in this country today, not years ago, today, that want to live only among other black people.
And there's a percentage of white people that want the same thing, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe
So
because black people are responsible for over half the murders in this country. Maybe because black people commit crimes higher than 13% in every fucking category.
are you,
Maybe. Hold
are
on,
you,
let me go through my list.
well, I know what you're going to go
Hold
through. I
on,
know
you
the
asked
list
me
you're
a
going to go through.
question. Let me fucking answer. Maybe because so many black people play victim for shit that never happened to them, but happened to their ancestors. Maybe because there's so many black people, IQ wise, very dumb. Common sense wise, even
You don't
more
think that
dumb.
white people are just as
Okay.
fucking dumb, dude?
Wait,
Do
say
you
it
think
again.
that white people are just as fucking dumb as some black people? You
I'm
think,
sure. I'm sure.
do you think that black people,
There are
so
black
you,
people that are more wealthy than some white people, of course.
so
Of course. But
just
I
real
think
quick,
as a
when you tell
collective,
me, when you
as a
keep on saying
team
something,
sport,
when you keep on saying that something that doesn't affect other black people, it's very funny because my parents are 73 years old. You know, my father did not interact with another white person until he was in the 12th grade.
when was the last time you texted a white person?
I'm talking to a white boy now.
No. When was the last time you texted a white person?
Last time I texted a white person, I don't know, probably yesterday, maybe earlier today. I don't think about whether I'm texting a white person or not.
All right. So what was your point in saying that you
First
said
of all, my
your dad
son-in-law,
didn't
my son-in-law is a white Mormon. I mean, come on, dude. Like, what are you saying? What does me
So you've got
texting
a
a
white
white
friend. That's
person have to
tremendous.
do about anything?
That's tremendous. You bitch to your white Mormon son-in-law that you're
My
oppressed
white,
or
my
black
white
people
Mormon
are held back.
son-in-law, my white Mormon son-in-law understands as people like you that are ignorant are the biggest
I'm the
problem in this
ignorant one.
country.
Yeah, I'm the ignorant one.
So let me ask you something. Again, my father went through the remnants of Jim Crow. My father and my mother went through redlining. I
And
don't
when was
understand how
redlining
you don't
outlawed? When was
understand when the hold
redlining
up,
outlawed?
I wasn't
When
done.
was
I wasn't
redlining
done.
outlawed?
Redlining was outlawed, Fair Housing Act of 67, 68.
Very good. Great job. So how has that affected you today?
Okay, very good question. My parents' first home that they
How has it
purchased,
affected you?
it's called generational wealth, sir.
I got you. But there are black people that their parents were successful. They went
My
and bought
parents
a
are my
house.
parents are very successful.
Not
I'm successful.
okay. So once again, you agree with me that generational wealth. There are black people in this country that pass down generational wealth, and there are white
Starting
people.
when?
Hold on one
Starting
second.
when?
There are white people that don't have generational wealth.
When
Correct?
were black people able to have the same starting point as white people for building generational wealth? That would have been somewhere around 68, correct?
Okay, great. So do you agree
So
that both black people and white people can pass down generational wealth?
I think that white people have a greater
Yes or no? Yes or
opportunity.
no? Yes or no?
No, I don't. I don't.
No.
I don't
Okay,
think it's the
great.
same. I don't think
Okay,
it's the same because you won't listen to it.
that's another
You
problem.
refuse
That's
to
another
listen to it.
problem.
No,
That's
because
another
you
problem.
refuse to listen. No, you don't want facts.
Do you think LeBron James's
Oh,
kids are going to have more generational
do
than the
you?
white person that lives across the street? Their kids?
Okay, do you? First of all, that's an
Answer
ignorant
directly.
question.
Answer
That
directly.
that says
Who's going to inherit more
LeBron James.
generational wealth?
LeBron
Okay,
James. Well,
there
actually, the
you
people
go.
that live across. Hold up, the people that live across the street. We don't know because
That's God telling. That's your Mormon son-in-law calling you and saying, "Listen, Dad, you're embarrassing the whole black community. Call it a fucking night, Dad."
do you mean to tell me that black people in this country have a $44,000, I think it's 44,000 or maybe $65,000 median income, and white people have a $275,000 median income because somehow black people are not as worthy or can make as much money as white people? Or do you think maybe it's something like generational wealth? Maybe do you think when they couldn't get loans from banks that we didn't have the same head start? Today,
No, what
sure.
it is I feel that as a collective and as a team sport, I think black people are more lazy, possibly more dumb,
Wow. You
and
think that black people are more lazy than white
just a
people?
very simple question:
You
Is
think
there?
black people are more lazy than white people?
I
You
think
really?
yeah,
That literally
I
By the
do.
came out of your
numbers,
I
mouth.
that's
do.
just
I
wrong
do. Hold on
factually.
one second. I'll get to you in a second. Let me wrap up with this guy. Just very
Oh, you can't
simply.
take on two people at once?
No, it's
Of
okay.
course not. Of
Oh,
course not.
hold on one second. Hold on.
Because I mean, two lazy black people. I don't know if the guy's black, but two lazy black people might equal
Why are
one
you
really
assuming they're
well-to-do
black?
white person.
What made you assume that they were black?
I'm
I
black.
don't
You know
know.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
black.
he's black, so that
Look at
works
my
out.
picture.
All right, so hold on one second. So you stated some stats that you found about medium income, right?
Yeah, the median
What?
income for white people, yes,
No problem.
and
No
compared to
problem.
black
So,
people and
is
everybody
there
else.
anything today, any white person or organization that is preventing black people from getting a better job or getting more education or succeeding? Just as a
Yes,
question. Yeah.
generational wealth is a real thing.
All right.
So
Very good.
real quick, just real quick, I have something for you. In World War II, when white folk came back, they were able to get the GI Bill. That GI Bill can be traced back to $300 billion of generational wealth that white people were able to use to start businesses, to buy more houses, to send their kids to school. Do you think that black people had that same opportunity? No, they didn't. And then not only that, then you had to go through things like redlining.
There we go.
Like I understand that you're saying we got to. I
I'm
know
just
you
telling you, if I could get a microphone, stand on top of a roof and speak to all black people that have the thought process that you do, I would scream into that microphone to wake the fuck up. Wake up. You live in the
Dude,
greatest
I'm not
country.
saying
Hold on,
I
I'm
can't do it
screaming into my
today. I
microphone.
never said
Stop.
you could not do it today.
Okay? You live in the greatest country on this planet. No white man is holding you back. Stop making excuses. And once again, wake the fuck up.
It's not an excuse. You just don't like history and or facts.
Gotcha. Okay, so
No, you don't.
you mentioning redline, that is factually true. But what is also true, it has been outlawed for 57 years or whatever the
Yeah,
math is.
and you know
Okay,
what my
but here
sister
you
says?
are
That's
citing
one.
it
That's
as
not
a
even one
reason
grandma
that
ago.
black people are failing in this country.
That's not
That's the
even
problem.
one grandma ago. Are you familiar with? See, you
Okay,
don't know
I
your
got you.
history.
Okay, no problem. Not going to fact check you. So
You don't know you
how
because you
many more
can't. You're not fucking
generations?
intelligent enough to do it.
Of course, of course. How many
No,
more
you're
generations?
not.
Okay.
Dude,
How many?
I will debate you live and you will get destroyed.
Okay. So, okay. How many more generations is this victim card valid for?
I don't know. How many more
Oh, fuck.
generations is 9/11 valid for, sir? Because you're still bringing it up. When the biggest threat to terrorism in this country is white male national Christians, but you have brought up so many times Muslims. Why? It happened so long ago, but you want to bring it up. See, you only want to bring up history when it is convenient for you. But when it is inconvenient for you, you can't even realize one grandma ago.
Wait,
My
what
mother
history
and my
am I
father
denying?
my mother and my
Wait,
father
hold
were
on.
alive.
What history am I denying?
So when you outlaw redlining,
Answer me directly.
you're
What
denying redlining.
history?
You're denying the facts and the systematic issues that come across with redlining.
Okay, and how has redlining affected you today?
It's the head start. The
Wait,
head
hold
start
on
that
one
you
second.
got.
Hold on. This isn't going to turn into a
You don't
BLM
understand that.
rally.
Oh, BLM
Okay.
rally. You
So
are so
go
funny,
ahead.
dude. So
How
real quick,
has answer me directly? How has redlining
yes,
affected you in 2025?
because my parents. So okay, so
Okay, so your
1960,
parents. Okay, very good.
hold up,
I couldn't imagine being that fucking
1968.
dumb. When I ask you a
1960.
fucking question,
When
how
you
it affects
outlaw
you,
something,
and
does it
the sentence starts
automatically
off with
stop?
my parents.
When you outlaw
How
something, does
fucking
it
dumb.
automatically start? Don't get upset at me because I know both my parents have been married for 53 years.
Once again, the question is very simple. How has it affected you today? And your response, first words are my parents. How
Because
has it affected you?
because I'm trying to explain how the lineage of this shit works, but you don't want to
No.
hear it. But you will listen to 9/11 and blame Muslims all day long. But when somebody else brings up history, we're
Okay,
supposed
go
to
ahead. How
ignore it.
has it affected you? Let's make
One
it
more
more.
time.
Let's make
My
it more
parents,
simple.
my parents in 1968, they bought their first
Okay, hold on.
home.
I'll stop your dumbass. Okay, very
Oh, you're
simple.
gonna stop my
Tell me the
dumbass.
last
Okay.
time redlining affected you. Like, give me a time. Was it last week? Was it yesterday? 2 months ago? A
It's
year ago?
today.
What? Oh, okay. So go ahead. Here we are, October
Okay,
2025.
real
Hold
quick.
on. Let me go to this guy right here. Go ahead. How has redlining affected you today, sir? Go ahead.
Because what he's
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
explain to you is that
I'm sorry.
it
Answer me
affects him
directly. Don't focus on him. The question is directly about you. How has redlining affected you today? That was your dumbass answer. Now you're responsible for explaining.
okay.
Go ahead.
So the way that it affects me is because because currently I don't own any property currently. But my family
Well, that's
has
because
been.
you're broke.
No, that's not because I'm broke.
Okay. But
But
listen, my parents didn't pass down generational wealth. Okay? Like, I just don't get it. You act like every single white person in this
you have
No,
an attitude.
owns
it's
and
not
like
every
you don't
property.
single
even
white
Hold
listen.
on,
You
person.
didn't
once
even
again,
listen
not
to
a
what I was saying.
BLM
You cut me
riot.
off
You
before I
guys
even
aren't
said
gonna
anything.
fucking start fires and loot. Okay? When I'm talking, shut
Like
the
you're a
fuck up.
clown, man.
Okay?
Like you don't
You
even
guys
listen
act.
to the people
Hold on one
talking.
second. If it was the
Hold on one
case,
second. This isn't like
hold on one
no,
second. Well,
man. You're
I'm
not
talking.
listening to what I'm saying.
I'm talking.
This is how he
Okay?
runs his
So
family,
whenever
dude.
somebody asks you, when was
It's
the
that
last time
fragility,
a white
man.
man held you down, you could say me. Okay? Shut the
No,
fuck
I would
up.
not.
Okay.
I would not say
So
that.
very
You
simple.
being so fragile up here, man. What's wrong?
Right. If you talk about fragile, okay, let's not go there.
We're
Okay,
talking
Mr.
about you're talking about
Redlining
my
is
privilege, but
affecting
you're
me
fragile on
today.
your own platform, man.
Once
You're
Okay,
again,
getting
it's
you're
very simple.
shriveling up over here,
It's
man.
once again. Should I just drop both of you dumbasses? Okay,
can I
is that what you want?
can I ask you
Is that what
something?
you want?
Can I?
No, shut the fuck up.
Well,
Okay.
dude, you don't have to talk to me like that.
If it was the case that every single white person was getting
Nobody's
passed
saying
down
that.
houses from their ancestors, the complaint that you guys make would kind of make sense. Or if it
What
wasn't,
is
there
the
was
complaint we
no
made?
black.
What's the
What is
complaint?
wrong with you guys? What is wrong? Can I ask? And this is what
What's
I'm
the
talking
complaint though?
about.
You're saying something.
Wait,
What's the
hold on one
complaint?
second. Hold on one second. And this is what I'm talking about where I get frustrated with the ignorance of you guys when you come up. I'm telling you, don't talk when I talk, and you're still doing it. Why?
So that
Answer.
makes us
Why?
ignorant. But you've talked when I've talked, so that
you
doesn't
asked me
make
a
you
question.
ignorant.
Correct. Because I use my white
So
privilege.
no,
in you.
because you're a
Okay?
white person,
Once
you think we're
again, no.
beneath you.
Once again, I don't give two fucks what you have to say. The shit that you say is nothing but a victim mentality.
No, it's
And
not.
a shame.
It's so is you
Okay,
talking about
but
9/11.
once again,
So is you
once
talking about
again,
9/11.
once again,
So
once
is you
again,
talking about 9/11
once.
and blaming
So
Muslims for everything.
why is it that I say, what the fuck is wrong with you? I have told you, don't talk when I talk.
You
And
don't. You nobody. The
You
worst
say,
you
what
can
the
do
fuck
is
is wrong
drop
with
instead
me?
of
me.
Like,
proving
isn't
me
that a
wrong
question?
Who
You
are
pose a
you?
and not
question and then
coming
don't
off as
expect a
an
response.
unhinged, ignorant person, you
You're the one
continue to do so.
You're the one that's cussing and calling people's names, Mr. Unhinged.
Okay, so once again, I'm going to make my point. If you interrupt me, I'll just drop you. No big deal.
Of course you will.
Okay? No big deal. So if it was the case that it was only the white people that were getting left money or a house or whatever the case may be, I could understand that. You agree that there are black people that are passed down money and houses, correct? Yes or no?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
And the reason that is because those families worked hard, busted their ass in the greatest country on this planet, and they were able to pass it down. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys act as if that's not happening for anyone in the black community, and that's
No.
wrong. There's
No, we're not saying
nobody,
that. I'm not saying
there's
that.
nobody
Incorrect.
holding black people back in this country.
Will you give me the opportunity just to explain what I keep on trying to say, and then I'll drop? I'm literally asking you, human to
But
human,
every time you
and I'm
start,
going, and I
you
just
spew
all I want to
bullshit.
do is
Go
explain.
ahead.
All I want to do is explain it to you.
Go.
Okay. If so, when something stops, whether it be a crime or whether it be redlining or anything else like that, there is still residual situations where those things still affect the group of people, right?
How? Give me an example.
Okay. If redlining was outlawed in 1968, do you think all of a sudden everybody just woke up one day and said,
No problem.
"Hey, everybody's equal"?
10th time. How has redlining affected you? Actually, I want to ask it differently. Tell me the last time redlining affected you. Give me an exact date and time and how it affected you.
When was the last time 9/11 affected you?
Gotcha. So
Think
nothing.
about that.
Nothing.
No, but think
Okay,
about
no
what you're
problem. Nothing.
saying.
Okay, very good. No problem.
When was the last time? Because you hate
Gotcha. So
Muslims.
no problem. No
You
problem.
hate Muslims. When
No,
was the
what
last
I,
time it
you
affected
know
you,
what I
sir?
hate more is whiny little bitches that do nothing but make excuses. And
No,
play victim
you
for
can't
shit that
handle
happened
the
to their
truth.
ancestors. And
You
that is
can't
you.
handle the truth.
I'm so sorry. What did I say that's inaccurate?
You cannot handle the truth because you won't even
Okay.
let me finish because you
What?
don't want to learn.
Hello.
And
You
I
are
even
more
said
I'm
these are
asking
you are
American
more
issues. That's
steep.
Hold on one
You are
second.
more
Once
steep
again,
in
let's
your
not
these
start
are
ignorance.
moving.
American issues.
Once again, give me the last time redlining affected you. Give me a week. Give me a month. Give me anything. I don't want to hear your bullshit. Well, do you think everybody just stopped and blah, blah, blah? I don't give a fuck. When was the last time redlining affected you directly? Go.
Tonight.
Okay. How has redlining affected you tonight? Go ahead.
Because redlining has allowed for you to live in your bubble outside of integrated neighborhoods, but nobody being able to educate you and tell you how fucking stupid you are.
I'm the dumb one.
If you had the
I'm the dumb one.
education,
I'm the dumb one.
if you had the education, or if you had you won't even go read about it
Okay,
because
so
you were
hold
so
on,
comfortable
stop,
in your
stop,
ignorance.
Stop. Okay.
So it is affecting me right
Listen.
now because I can't have a coherent conversation with you
I got
because of your ignorance level.
I'm the dumb one. You're the smart one. What's nine?
No, I'm not. No, I said you were ignorant.
Listen. Shut the fuck up.
You asked
That's
me
not
how
what
it
he said.
affected me tonight.
All right.
just
I'm
told
telling you
you.
right now.
Stop. Okay. I'm gonna ask a simple question. First one to answer it stays up here. The other one gets dropped. What's 9 times 9 plus 19?
Dumbass, man. Come on.
I'm the dumbass. I'm the
It's obvious,
dumbass.
man, you idiot. Like,
I'm
come
the
on, man.
idiot.
What in the world?
And
And
you could do your awkward little laugh.
I'm really
You
good
could
at
do
math.
your dumbass
No, I'm really
awkward
good at
laugh.
math. I'm just
I
not
have
going to
two
do
grown
this.
ass men that
The thing is,
don't know second
this is
grade
an
math.
American issue,
Get the fuck out of
you say
here.
you're an American, right? So if you
Gotcha. Wait,
support
I'm still
American issues,
waiting. Hello,
why
I'm still
wouldn't that be something?
waiting.
He just told you exactly
I'm.
what you asked for.
Oh,
How
I'm
is it
sorry.
affecting you today? He can't have a coherent conversation
I'm
with
so
you
sorry.
because
What's
you live in
9
a
times
bubble
9 plus
and you think
19?
that what you're saying
Hello?
makes your
Why is it
privilege.
that dumbasses like you come up here and call me fucking dumb and you can't do second grade
Nobody
math?
called you dumb.
What? I'm so sorry. He
He
called
called you
me dumb. He
stupid.
called me
I
ignorant.
called him
Okay,
dumb
so
after he
why
called
is
me
it that
dumb.
you motherfuckers can't do second grade math?
I actually know the answer, but I'm not going
Oh,
to
I
say
bet you
anything
do.
because
I
it's
bet
funny.
you do.
Because it's
That's
funny.
what I'm talking about. You guys
No,
come
no.
up here on your
See,
high
this is. But
horse.
see, no.
You don't
See,
know
this is
second
a.
grade math. That's why your life fucking sucks. Okay? It's not because of white people.
Oh
It's
my
because
God.
you are dumb.
Dude, you are a crash out. You are hilarious, my dude. I would hope you know
Extremely.
math working
Just
at
in all
Whataburger as a
seriousness,
cashier.
who do you think is more entertaining? Me or the person that doesn't know second grade math?
So you do this for entertainment.
Of
Wait, I'm
course
so
he
sorry. Can you
does.
answer me?
I mean,
You do this for entertainment because you can't be this
Oh,
like
yes,
you can't be this.
100%. It is entertaining as fuck. For
he
me
doesn't even know how to
have
flip his
dumbasses
camera
come
with
up
the
here
damn sign on
and,
backwards in
and
the
act
thing.
like I'm the dumb one, but they don't know second grade math. It is entertaining to me.
Yeah, your side doesn't even say Trump on the back.
That's what you're focused on? That's what you're
Yeah.
focused on?
You could flip your camera around, my dude.
That
It's
is
not that
crazy.
hard.
And if you guys, and that's the funny part, you guys come up here, you'll talk about my flag, you'll talk about my haircut, my glasses,
But we don't know second. But we don't know second grade math.
You don't know
We don't know second grade math. No, we
You
don't. We
don't
don't.
know
We
second
don't.
grade
And
math.
you know what's really funny if
That's
there's two
the
of us up here
problem.
and neither of us know.
You don't know second grade math.
No, what this is the
No.
funny part is
Wait, why
both of
is
us
it
know
that I
the
still haven't
answer
heard an answer?
because we're not going to play your game.
Okay, very good. Then I'm moving on. See ya.
And see, white people have pitted black people.
See ya. Let's get rid of your dumb ass too. Why is it that you guys come up here and you guys act like you're the smart ones? Don't know second grade math. You guys come up here like your race is the supreme race. How'd you end up as slaves? You guys come up here and say, well, we were the original people in this country. We built this country. And you let some rookies come across on a boat and then own your ass? Get the fuck out of here. But once again, you guys are entertaining as fuck. I'll give you that. Don't know second grade math, but you want to come up here and call people stupid. All right, I brought up two people. It didn't connect, so I'll try two more.
You did not just say that you understand why they ended up as slaves. You're a fucking Nazi, bitch. You understand that, right? You're an inbred. That's what you are. Who the fuck says that?
Hold on, unhinged. Hold on,
Shut the
unhinged.
fuck up, bitch. You're unhinged.
Okay, so why
You're
is
a
it?
Nazi.
Okay, very good.
Who the fuck says that? That's why you ended up as slaves? You trying to normalize slavery? You're a piece of shit.
How is that normalizing slavery?
How is it not?
Why is it? The point was that black people act like they're so supreme.
Where did they do this now? I listened to the whole
They
thing.
ended up as fucking slaves.
So you're a racist Nazi.
So that's why you got in the queue, was to call me a Nazi?
Well, no, I wasn't arguing with you on other things because you're a fucking idiot. But listening to you just say that right now is disgusting. You're a piece of shit. You know that, right?
Gotcha.
Your legacy is being a fucking inbred Nazi. You know that, right?
Very good, very good. So
it is though. Like, I mean, who the fuck says you're trying to make it seem like slavery is normal because some sort of behavior normalizes slavery? That's what you just did.
Okay, so
And
do
then
I
you
just,
wanna gaslight me.
Should I just drop you now, or are you gonna have a conversation?
You want to gaslight me into acting like you didn't just say that. Fuck you, bitch.
Moving on. Listen to me. I don't know if you're married, but I'm sure your husband does not listen to you. I'm sure he does not fucking listen to your nonsense. That's a damn shame. All right, Russ. What
Say back there? What your sign say back there?
Wait, what?
Your sign.
Oh, you were up here before. Were you the one that didn't know second grade math?
Permert. You don't even know how to flip your camera.
Okay, so you couldn't do second grade math, but you're worried about my flag? How?
Why would I be worried about you? You should be worried about your flag.
I could care less about my flag.
So why do you have it back there?
Hold on. I'm more worried about dumbasses like you dragging.
How am I a dumbass?
I'm so sorry. I asked you a second grade math question. You froze.
I said the answer, and you didn't hear it clearly.
Okay, go ahead. What's 9 times 9 plus 19?
It's 100.
All right, very good. So you got your calculator out. Very good. What's 10% of 20 million?
Dude, I'm not doing your easy, simple math questions. Okay. What are you, are you a math teacher?
9 times 9 plus 19 because you used your calculator, got an answer.
I told you the answer already. Question? I had already told you that, man.
Very good. You're too funny, bro. And once again, and I mean this sincerely, you think that I'm the problem, that the white folk are the problem. It is people like you. It is dumbasses like you that play.
That's the problem. Is that you think that you keep saying that. You see my black skin and you think I have a problem with you.
I don't see your skin at all. I see my picture. No clue by looking at a photo.
Nobody
that's
said
the
that
size
at all,
of a dime. I don't give
no superior.
I don't give
all are Americans. We're all supposed to be Americans, right?
All right, I'm gonna get somebody else up here. Hopefully, they could do second grade math without a calculator.
We can't all be Americans.
I appreciate you. All right, let's go up to.
How you doing, bro? Don't worry about none of them. Don't worry about none of them talking shit. They all know what it is. It's black people that commit all the crime and feed off of EBT and do all this other stuff and don't want to work and for the stuff that they want in life, and they always want to blame the white person and blame the past for their mistakes that they never even went through. So you keep doing what you're doing. I'm all on your side with this one.
I appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. Stay strong, bro. You have a good one.
You as well. Thank you, sir. Todd, you did not connect. Emma Lou, do you even know you're in the queue, babe?
I was coming up there, he was going on about the statistics for the PDFs in the States, and I was coming up to say to him, he's actually 57%, he's right in the white statistics. But if you look at per capita, which the fool obviously doesn't know how to work out, they're actually about 23% higher in the population share. So black people are actually 23% higher of committing PDF crimes. Just for his information, because he liked to say the other girl that came up who accused Trump of doing something when he wasn't even president at the time. He said she was cooking, so that's the type of person he aligns with. So I just thought that's all I was coming up for, honey.
Thank you, babe. I appreciate you. But to be fair, the question was, give me a crime where black people commit 13% or less. And he did spew exactly what you said. Yeah. But then shortly thereafter, he did say that black people commit 17%, which is higher than 13%. So once again, not that smart, Emma Lou.
It was lovely to hear you again, Dave. I'll speak to you soon, babe. Bye-bye.
I appreciate you, love. Thank you.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Where are you from?
UK.
All right. And what brings you up?
So the picture you have says the three biggest failures in America are Muslims, Democrats, and Black Americans, in that order, yeah?
To be honest, I could make a case for, after this morning, I could say Black Americans are actually failing more. If you ask me that right now, just talking to these idiots, I would have no problem putting Black Americans first.
Okay, but
okay. So who are you coming up to defend? You're not a Black American? You can't be a Democrat. You're not here in the States. Are you a Muslim?
I'm here to defend the Muslims and the Black Americans.
All right. So just so you know, let's just be clear. I used to be one. I used to be a Muslim. And what happened was my village got internet finally. And I was able to access a website. What's it called? It says Google. Okay, I was able to access Google. And what I did is I started doing research on my people, my religion. And what I found
I'll
was
ask you a
that,
question.
wait, hold on one second. Why are you interrupting my fucking life story? So I started doing research on my people, the Muzzies, and I found that our people, my ex-religion, your current religion, is responsible for a shit ton of terrorist attacks. So I went to my imam and I said, look, I'm out. I'm done. I put in my 2 weeks notice and I left. Your thoughts?
Okay, so if we're leaving religion, right, purely based on
And to be
violence,
fair, I believe the religion says somebody should murder me. But
okay,
continue. Not very peaceful.
so if we are to leave our faith based on violence perpetrated by some of the practitioners of said faith, then you should also leave Christianity and you should
Okay.
also leave Judaism.
Well,
Because historically,
to be fair,
and to this day,
I'm not
Christians
religious
have
now.
committed acts of violence.
I'm not religious now, just to be clear. I'm not following
Okay.
any religion.
Well,
Seeing
go ahead.
things like 9/11 and seeing things like when I found out that there's not, like in my mind, for some reason, I thought like it was the cool thing to put on a suicide vest. Like all the religions were doing it. But then when I found out it's just the Muzzies putting on suicide vests, I'm like, I'm done. I'm out.
Okay, historically, if we were to put it on a scale between Muslims and Christianity, who
Sure.
has the biggest body counts?
I
between
got you.
Christians and
So
Muslims?
to me, and I'll be honest, to me, that is one of the dumbest fucking arguments that Muslims bring up because, I don't know, maybe a couple hundred years from now, it's the Christians that are killing people again. But this decade, there's no doubt about it that it's one religion that's murdering innocent people.
Really?
And that's the Muzzies.
Okay, so what Israel, the genocide that Israel's committing has nothing to do with religion, even though they're quoting the Bible and they're saying that the people
But
that
hold on one second. On Wednesday nights, we bash militaries here. You could come and bash whoever. I bash George Bush and that idiot Dick Cheney. And
You said
I
only
bash
Muslims are
some
doing it.
military decisions that different countries have made. I have camo on. It's like an amazing time. What I'm talking about is I'm talking about an individual person that on a random, I don't know, Tuesday in September, they're bored at home, maybe they're off work, and they decide to hijack a goddamn plane and fly it into a building. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about, is just regular civilians.
Okay, so as long as the act of violence is not institutionalized and being carried out at a mass scale by a foreign military, it's not your problem. The problem is with individuals taking violence into their own hands. Okay, even if we grant you that, we can say
Wait, can I just
in the
ask you a
UK
question? And I mean this sincerely.
I'm not,
In
let
your
me just land my
mind,
points.
in your mind, okay, let's just see where you're at here.
Can I
If
land
I
my
said
point?
to you, I believe that Muslims are responsible for almost 100,000 terrorist attacks this century, meaning the last 25 years, what number are you comfortable with saying yourself?
Okay, so can I land my
I
previous
just
point?
want a number.
Because
I just want a fucking number. Okay, what number are you okay
how are we
with?
gonna have a discussion if you won't let me even make a simple point, right?
Because
How
I
are we
just
gonna-
want to see how
how are we gonna
fucking.
finish with your previous?
Once again, I don't give a fuck. I just want to see how lost you are. In your mind, if somebody walked up to you on the street and said, hey, how many terrorist attacks have Muslims committed this century? And you had to give a number, what number would you give?
Okay, so can we define what
I
we
just
mean
want
by
a number. I
can we
just want a
define the
number.
terms
No
before we
definitions,
start
no
giving
nothing.
numbers?
I'm not giving you
Can we
anything.
come to an agreement on the terms first? Let's agree on the terms, and then we can figure out the number. Yeah. So
Okay. Once again, saying
terrorist
it's very
attack,
simple,
how
very
would you
simple
define
question.
terrorism?
How many terrorist attacks have Muslims committed this century? That's all. Very
Okay,
simple.
give me the definition of terrorism first. A terrorist act. Give me the
Okay.
definition.
So once again, can you just answer directly?
I will answer you, but I want you to give me a definition of terrorism.
Okay. So do you have a second device?
No.
No. Okay. So there's a website called thereligionofpeace.com. And what they do is they give us a breakdown of terrorist attacks throughout the world. Okay. So over the last 30 days, there's been 132 Islamic attacks in 18 different countries. So how about if I go through and I'll read them to you, and you tell me if that is a terrorist attack or not? Okay.
Can you find out the latest
number one
in my country? What was the latest terrorist attack in the UK?
Hold on. Number one in Syria. Wait, why are you not letting me read it?
Well, in the UK, it was a mosque that was targeted by someone like you who attacked.
Okay, great. So how about this? How about if you tell me every time a non-Muslim did a terrorist attack, and I'll read you. Can you even name 137? There's been 137 the last 30 days. Who's going to run out of events first?
There's not been 137 attacks on Muslims. You're saying in the whole world there has not been 137 attacks on Muslims. That's your premise.
In the last 30 days?
In the last 30 days, there has not been 137 attacks on Muslims. That's your premise.
I can name you 137 that Muslims have done.
And if I bring you 137 attacks on Muslims in the last 30 days, what are you going to say?
Please. Yeah, come on. Name them.
Easy. Okay. So
easy. Go ahead.
And then what would that do for you? Like,
no, go ahead. Number one. Go ahead. Go.
Number one, in the UK, there's been 2 terrorist attacks on mosques.
Okay, no problem. Let's go to number 3. Go ahead.
There was another terrorist attack, but they didn't manage to carry out. They apprehended them before they.
Okay, doesn't count. Doesn't count. Number 3.
What do you mean? It's just the last week, bro.
Once again, no problem. No problem. Number 3.
Okay, you can look at places like.
No, give me a specific attack. Go.
So you want me to have to Google it? I have to go get out my laptop and start getting you actual. You just Google it yourself. Attacks on Muslims.
I got you. Can I ask you in London over there? Once again, you're dumb as fuck. The fact that you want to come up here and act as if.
What's your qualifications? If you
once again, if you can't come up here, just imagine if I had 8 muzzies up here and they said, "Look, we have a problem within our religion. We have a PR problem. Admit to it and figure out why. What's going on inside of prisons? What's going inside of mosques? What's in the Quran that is leading to so many terrorist attacks?" Just imagine if I got 8 of you motherfuckers up here and we had a productive conversation. If I said to you, my goal, if I could wave a magic wand, is to cut the Muslim population in half. What are your thoughts?
See, this is your.
And to be clear, it's not through violence. That's your thing, right? It's through education.
G side, half of the Muslim population, and you're talking about terrorism.
No, it's not through violence. I'm sorry, you didn't listen. It's not through violence. It's through education. And the thought process for me is very simple. If we cut the Muslim population in half, maybe we cut down on the 100,000 terrorist attacks over the last quarter century. Okay? So I'm just going to slightly, we're talking negative things about Muslims, and I don't like that because it is my ex-religion. So I want to give you a chance. I want to give you a full minute, uninterrupted, and I want you to brag about your religion. And just very simple, tell me the most impactful Muslim this century. Somebody in the last 25 years that has made a positive impact on the world. The floor is yours, sir. Just start off with his or her name and then tell me what they have done. Floor is yours.
Okay, so I know you're going to be enraged by this, but I would say the most influential Muslim in the past decade or so, or couple of decades, was Malcolm X. I believe Malcolm X stood for the civil rights of.
Okay, and when did Malcolm X die? I'm so sorry.
Listen, I don't have Google in front of me. If you can look
Okay,
it up for me.
so yours. Okay, so you're saying that Malcolm X has been the most positive influence from the Muslim community. How so? I got to Google when he died. Isn't Malcolm X dead?
Yes, he's not alive yet. No, but he was one of the best, I would say, civil rights activists in America. His speeches are still, I think, resonate to this day. Obviously, I don't believe in
But hold on. Okay.
He's towards the later end of his life. I think he was more moderate in his tone.
But the question, once again, the question was, and my Google isn't working, so maybe you could tell me if he's alive or not. I don't know.
He's not alive.
Of course he's not. So once again, give me somebody that's alive.
Someone who's alive now.
Right, and I just want to remind you, there's allegedly, okay, I doubt it, but there's 2 billion, not going to look. That's a shame. Imagine being part of a religion that there's 2 billion members and you have to name somebody that died 50 years ago. I don't know when he died, but you have to name somebody that died decades ago. Is that not embarrassing? Like, is that not embarrassing for you? It's bad enough that if on CNN International or the BBC, if somebody took a car and rammed it into people and murdered innocent people, you know and I know, doesn't matter what the city is, they're a fucking Muslim. And then on top of that, you can't name one productive Muslim without Googling it?
Again, I don't think it's about the practitioners, more about the theology itself. It's like saying, yeah, one second. Okay, what I would say is it's not about the practitioners, more about the theology itself. It's like saying atheism, if we consider atheism to be its own subsect, some of the most violent criminals in human history.
Wait, why did you go on? Wait, stop. Why did you go on Coffee Cup? Why did you go on Coffee Cup? Did you go look for a productive Muslim and still couldn't come back and give an answer?
Again, it's not about the practitioners. Again, I could name you several Muslims you never heard of in your life.
I got you. Listen. I just don't get why people like you come up here and defend a religion that is nothing but as a whole, not everybody, is a massive failure. The first quarter of this century is coming to a close. And so that means 25 years has passed in this century. And this century started with 9/11. And every day there are Muslims killing their own and killing innocent people throughout the world.
And are atheists not committing crimes
Sure.
throughout the world? You're saying there's no atheists.
Of course, atheists are committing crimes. Very good. And it goes back to my point that if you could just acknowledge that there's a problem, and we could get 8 Muslims up here all morning and talk about solutions, it would be much more productive than people like you coming up here and deflecting, denying, and lying.
I have a question for you, right?
Sure.
Do you think, right, what the Chinese government is doing to the Uyghur Muslims is ethnic cleansing? It's a bad thing or not?
I'm going to be honest, okay? If I was running a country and the Muslim population was growing so quick, I would have to do something. I can't just let Muslims take over. Because when Muslims take over, look at London, right? We have the Muslim rape gangs. We have Muslims committing a whole bunch of crimes over there.
I live in London and you're Chinese.
You do. Are you familiar with the rape gangs that you guys are responsible for?
No,
hold on.
This is fake news.
Oh, okay, so the government put out a report, basically admitted that they covered it up because they didn't want people like you feeling the backlash. Do you
Again,
really believe that that's fake news?
okay, so if we implemented if they allowed Muslims to implement their law, okay, these perpetrators would have been executed, right? But in the UK, they have
Okay,
like a soft
hold on one
policy,
second.
an
I just want
open
to
door
be clear because
policy.
I don't want you to think I'm dodging the last
Again,
question
you're
that
trying
you
to
asked.
blame
Hold on one
the
second.
trying to
I
blame the
just hold
community.
on. I don't want you to think I'm dodging your question. Very directly, you asked me about China, and if I was the governor of the state of Pennsylvania or the mayor for the city of Pittsburgh, and there was a whole bunch of muzzies coming to my city to live, I might have to start up a camp.
You're
Okay,
ethnic
because
cleansing, yeah? Okay.
anywhere Muslims go, crime follows.
So you want to G-side the Muslims, whoever, if they come to your city, if
You
they
guys
come,
love that word. You guys love that fucking word.
is what you do though, but you love to actually do it. You actually love to do that.
You know
Yeah,
what?
G-side.
How about this? How about we just go with it? And if I were to address the people of Pittsburgh and say, look, you guys could call it a genocide, you could call it whatever the fuck you want. I'm doing what's best to protect the people. Because once again, where Muslims go, crime follows. Where Muslims go, planes fly into buildings. Where Muslims go, suicide vests are set off. And once again, not everybody, not everybody.
But you know how absurd you sound. You're complaining
I'm the
about
absurd
acts
one?
of violence by Muslims, but you want to perpetrate the ultimate act of violence against Muslims. You know, it's like the double standard goes over your head.
Well,
To me, is
how
like,
about if I pitch
that's
it
what
to you
shocks
this
me.
way? Look, we're just gonna put them in a couple buildings in Wilkinsburg, which is a ghetto here in Pittsburgh. We're just gonna put them in buildings there and make sure they can't fucking leave. If they're gonna set off a suicide vest, let them kill their own. Would you be?
Okay,
Is that
what
better? No
makes you
violence. They're
what
not going to
makes you
be
better?
slaves or anything. They're just going to say the fucking Wilkinsburg.
Okay, Dave, I want to ask you, right? What makes you better than someone who puts on a vest, like for example, who
Oh, because I
targets?
didn't put on a vest. I don't have a mindset or celebrate a religion that glorifies fucking death.
Okay,
That's the problem with your
so that's
religion,
the
right?
only distinction between you and the guy who wants to commit acts of terror, yeah? Is
I think
because you
that's the
don't want
only
to
one
put
I
on a
fucking
vest.
need.
That's the only difference. You don't want to put on
Yes,
a vest, and
I
he wants to
think
put
I'm
on a
a
vest.
better person than somebody that wants to put on a suicide vest. If in London, if you knew one of your best friends were putting on a suicide vest outside of a soccer stadium where Jewish people were going to be and Christians were going to be, would you alert the authorities?
Okay, so you would do the
Yes or
same thing as
no?
him, right?
Yes or
You would do
no?
the same thing. You would do the same thing as him, right? But only difference is he would put on a
Why
vest to
is
get.
the answer not instantly yes?
No,
Once
I will
again,
stop him. Forget about calling the
no,
police.
no,
I will
no,
stop him
no.
with
He left
my
the
own
house.
hands.
He's on the way to Manchester Stadium. Okay, would you call the authorities on your friend?
Of course.
Okay.
He's gonna unalive people. But you're telling me, right? The only difference between you and him, right? If say it was a stadium full
Yes,
of
I don't
Muslims,
like
right?
suicide vests. Do
No,
you
no,
know?
no.
Let me tell
One
you
second.
something.
Let me finish. If it was a stadium full of
Hold on one
Muslims,
second.
you wouldn't need to call the police.
Hold on. I'm on a dating app for muzzies, and my bio says I like long walks on the beach, comma, no suicide vest, please. Why do you think nobody's responding to me?
Okay, so you're just a coward. You're a terrorist who's a coward, basically. Like, can we just accept
Wait,
that? You're a
I'm the
terrorist
coward
who's a
because I'm
coward.
saying no suicide? What the fuck?
Yeah, okay, because at least he's willing to unalive himself to do his act of his
Oh, so
criminality.
now
Yeah?
we're justifying this. Okay, great. Go ahead,
No, no,
continue.
but he's clearly braver than you, right? Because he's willing to unalive himself to do the crime. Yeah, you want to do the crime and get away with it. You're a coward. You just want
But
to
I
hide
don't do crime. The
and
worst
do
thing
the
I've ever
crime.
done in my life is a speeding ticket.
No, but you want to unalive Muslims, right? In
No, no,
mass.
no, no,
But
no,
you want
no.
to
What I
survive.
said that if I
You
was
want
the
to
mayor
survive
of
this
the
act of
city of
criminality.
Pittsburgh and there was a whole bunch of muzzies moving into my town, I would put them in a section away from normal population. So if they want to put on that suicide vest because they're not a coward, that they murder their own. And they won't be allowed outside of that 5 mile radius. Okay. And they'll stay over there. Okay. I'm not going to kill anybody. Okay. The violence thing, that's your thing, not my thing. Okay. So does that make sense to you?
Okay, so hypothetically, right, if Muslims were to put you guys, all you atheists, in a camp, right, and keep you there without unaliving you, yeah, you're happy with that as well?
Well, first of all, there is never going to be a time in this country, and hopefully your country, that Muslims are not in the majority. Muslims are not in control of things, right? Can you tell me a place throughout the world where the Muslim population doubled and crime went down or the country thrived? Do you think London is thriving right now?
But I believe that
I'm sorry, answer me directly. Is London thriving right now?
London is thriving, yes.
Okay, so before you go and embarrass the fuck out of yourself,
I live
we
here.
went and we looked at every single borough in London, and in every category, crime has gone up.
That's not true. That's
okay. Okay, no problem. Teach me right now. Give me a fucking borough, okay, in London where the crime has not gone up now versus 5 years ago.
Okay, Ealing.
Go ahead. Spell it.
Ealing, Ealing. The crime has went down, actually. Crime has significantly went down since...
Okay, and what is the Muslim population there?
So we have a Muslim mayor in London, right? And crime has went down under his watch. You know, he's been re-elected, actually. They re-elected him. So he's been elected twice.
Okay, so when was he first elected? When was he first elected?
I don't have Google in front of me, but he's been elected twice, man. He's the current mayor.
Okay, so just so you know, I just Googled Ealing crime by year. The very first thing comes up is crime is on the rise. Just so you know.
By what margin? What are we talking about? What margin?
5.9%.
Okay, what's the time period? Look up the time period since our new mayor, our current mayor.
Okay, when was you see what I'm talking? Go ahead. Actually, you know what? I'm not. I consistently say I'm not going to fact check you, fucking terrorists. But just for fun, I will. Ealing mayor. Do you know his name?
No. The mayor of London is a mayor. Ealing is just a part of London. So the
mayor of London, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What's his name? Sadiq, right?
His name is Sadiq Khan. Sadiq Khan.
He's been in office longer than 2022.
He's been elected twice, man. So he's been around for a bit.
Okay, so once again, I tell you, give me a borough within London that crime has gone down. Within seconds, I Google it. Crime is on the rise.
Again, I can't hear fact check you because I don't have my laptop. But I would say that overall crime is down, right? And that's the reason. Where? In London, just look up the trend.
You're so full. You're so full of shit.
Could you look up?
And the reason why I know you're full of shit is I have a friend. I don't know if you know. Do you know a girl over there by the name of Bombi?
Bombi, no.
Oh, she's delightful. She'll send you a fucking lion. Some people give her fucking mod. It's whatever. But regardless, she talks like you, right? Downplays the terrorist attacks. Acts like Muslims are great for the world. And reality is they're not, okay? And when I say reality, it's not just me talking out of my ass. It's whenever we look up the crime stats for every borough, it's gone up.
You know, we can make the same argument about literally anything, right? I could just, I could just
go ahead.
I could just make a live right now.
How about this? No problem. Tell me a fucking place throughout the world where a whole bunch of Jews moved there and suicide vests were on the rise.
Again, I'm not here to attack Jews, right? I have nothing.
Okay, how about Christians?
But I would say, look.
How about any other religion?
Okay, can I just make one point here? Look, I'm not against Jews or anything, right? But if you listen to other lives here, where there's these white supremacists, they will say that Jews took over the financial part of the economy. They took over even their government. They're the shadow government. They control their foreign policy.
And how do they control the economy?
So a minority.
Stop. How do Jews control the economy?
Okay, so if you, I'm not here to, I don't even agree with that, to be honest. But I'm saying from their argument.
Then stop. Let's not go down the road of something you
but the argument
no fucking clue about.
Okay, can I just say something? Okay, look up all of the major CEOs of America. Like, why is it predominantly Jewish? Like, that's their argument. They will also say that even
name a bank in the United States.
The Federal Reserve, right? The Federal Reserve in America that lends money to the government. The person in charge of that has always been Jewish. and even to this day,
Wait, do you know who the chairman of that board is now?
You tell me, please. Google it.
It's not a Jew.
Is it not that Jewish lady? She was in charge from the last time I checked.
That would be Janet Yellen. She's no longer in charge. But
so who's in charge now?
Jerome Powell. So what I don't, Powell, and this is what I don't get. Okay, and I mean this sincerely.
No, Jerome Powell. You mean the guy who Donald Trump put in power? The guy with the white hair.
He's not Jewish.
No, it's not about him. He's not even. No, he's just somebody people elect. The presidents elect.
Nobody elects Jerome Powell. Jerome Powell is not voted on.
No, not elected. I mean, somebody. The president put him in power.
Hold on. Once again, this is the problem, right? You fucking Muslims come up here and you deflect, deny, lie, and you're deflecting to Jews running the world with zero facts instead of acknowledging that your religion, people within your religion, are killing innocent people every fucking day.
Again, you want to talk about unaliving, right? But you yourself are advocating unaliving. Okay, as long as the unaliving is happening to Muslims, you don't care, right? So again,
no, I'm so sorry. When did I advocate? When did I advocate for Muslims dying? When I said the Muslim population cut in half, I said through education. I said if I was the mayor of Pittsburgh and there was a whole bunch of Muzzies joining my city, I would put them in the ghetto and keep them in the ghetto to make sure they do not get out and kill innocent people.
You didn't say ghetto. You said I'm going to put them in a concentration camp. That's what you said, right?
Sure, no problem. But that's not. Once again, I would throw them in a ghetto here in Pittsburgh. Make sure that it is cordoned off where they cannot leave. If they want to put on a suicide vest, go for it. No problem. Just take out your own. You're not going to go down to Heinz Field or PNC Park or the hockey arena and murder innocent civilians. That's all.
So do you believe that every Muslim is a terrorist?
Absolutely not. I've said it multiple times. Not every Muslim is a terrorist.
So why should every Muslim...
Wait, hold on 1 second. Well, hold on. But most terrorist attacks are done by your people.
If you don't believe every Muslim is not... If you believe not every Muslim is a terrorist, right?
Of course. I have a Muslim friend.
So why should every Muslim... So why should every Muslim be in a concentration camp?
Oh, okay. So let me just make my point. Just answer my question honestly. I get it. I get why you're saying that. But in your mind, what percentage of Muslims are radical? What percentage? Would you say 10%, 5%, 1%?
0.001%, I would say, probably.
Okay, well, just 0.5%?
Not even half, man. I would say.
Okay, so let's just say hypothetically, it's 1 out of every 1,000. Okay, if every time, hold on 1 second. I don't know what kind of car you drive, but if 1 out of every 1,000 times that car was started, it blew up and killed the driver, would you ever start that car again?
Again, that is the worst horrible analogy I've ever
I'm just very bluntly, 1 out of every 1,000 times your car, let's say you drive a Tesla, no problem. 1 out of every 1,000 times a Tesla is started, it blows up and kills the driver. Would you ever...
I will answer, but let me rebut that question as well, yeah?
Would you start your car?
I wouldn't start the car.
Okay.
Now give me a chance to rebut your question. Okay, so if we can say that out of every 1,000, yeah, there's one man who's going to commit certain crimes, right? Does that mean that now we have to get rid of all men? Because we can say that in proportion to society, men are committing more crimes. You get it? So that argument, okay, or we can even say, look at if you get a picture right now, yeah, type in, people who are committing rape, yeah, it's mostly
like
white males.
Muslim rape
White males that look like
in London. That's a good analogy. Go ahead.
There's majority white males that have glasses that look like
maybe not in London.
In London, okay, can we Google it?
No. Continue with your point.
The point is, yeah, you can use that against men, and there's a lot of feminists that use that against men to say now men should be put in concentration camps because they can't be trusted, always doing certain crimes, right? So you can slice the cake in many ways. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
Of course.
You want to now...
okay, hold on. Stop. Stop. I have one more question. I'll let you answer 30 seconds and then I'm done. I'm going to move on. The question I have for you, if somebody came up to you in the streets of London and said to you, look, I'm thinking about joining a religion. I've done research and there seems to be a lot of terrorist attacks coming from Islam. What would your response be?
Okay, the response is we do not judge a religion based on the practitioners. Same way, I will not judge a car based on the people who drive the car. If I was to judge,
what about if somebody came up to you and said,
if I was to judge,
did BMW, research on Islam and Muhammad dated or fucked a 6-year-old?
Okay, so let me finish my previous point and then I'll go into your other point because I was about to land, right? So I will not judge BMW cars based on their drivers. If I was to judge it based solely on the drivers, I would have a very horrible perspective on
BMWs.
But
once again, if BMWs were blowing up throughout the world and killing innocent people, people would stop driving BMWs, right?
Okay, no, if there's BMW drivers, okay, driving recklessly in the road, they're driving crazy. And that gives, if you're judging the car, based solely on the driver, that's not a fair comparison. You can't, that's not a fair judgment. You judge it based on the
in this case,
I would say to the person when he comes up to me, I would say judge Islam based on the religion, the actual scripture, not on the people practicing the religion. You understand? If you have a problem with the actual scripture or what the religion teaches, fair enough. We can come and debate this and talk about it. But if you're going to judge the religion based on the people claiming to practice it, that's not a fair judgment.
But that is a very dumb analogy. To me, the car is the problem, okay? And in this analogy, the car equals Islam, right? The drivers are the people that practice the religion. Some drive okay, some are good people, but there are some people driving this religion or BMW that for some reason they take the BMW, run over innocent people and murder them. That's the problem.
Okay, so that's the problem.
No, it's not okay. It's not okay.
1 second. The problem is with the driver. Of course, you could go arrest the driver. You could go deal with the driver. That doesn't mean you have to attack the car. You know, the manufacturer of the car is the car.
Yes. I'm going to attack the manufacturer of the car.
If you're using the car
just imagine if hypothetically my party, the Republican Party here in this country, or the Labour Party here in the UK, just imagine if every terrorist attack in my country was done by the Republicans, or every terrorist attack in London would be done by the Labour Party. There's something within that group of people, within whatever they're teaching or whatever they're saying to the public. That's the problem. There's a common denominator. And you could look at all the terrorist attacks and say, well, this person came from this country. They are this, this is how old they are. Male, female, single parent household, education level, all these different variables. And if you put them in a spreadsheet, there's only one column that is very consistent. And that is where it says Muslim, 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 all the way down. So I don't want to hear that bullshit.
Sure. Okay, so all the recent mass shooting events in America, were they done by Muslims or were they done by Christians, atheists?
Fuck off. For you to sit up here and say that Christians are shooting up schools, there is not one school shooter. There is not one. Okay, tell me the last Christian to shoot up anywhere and say God is great before doing it.
Yeah, look, Google it. You'll find it. There was actually, I remember, it was in Europe or America, I can't remember which one, but there was a Christian asylum seeker from the Middle East who was unaliving little children and then saying in the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus.
Okay, so no problem. So that's what, I'm not going to fact check it, no problem. Can you name 99,994 more to equal your fucking religion?
Okay, I don't know. What's it?
No, you can't.
Sorry.
You can't.
Okay, but I would say is you can look up all the recent mass unalivings in America and you won't find a single Muslim. I know you want to find the Muslim. You want to find the Muslim in the problem, but the problem is not us, okay? The problem is with people. People have certain mental health episodes. People do crimes, right? But the moment a Muslim does a crime, it's all over the media. They make it
But
into
once
huge
again,
thing.
the
When a
Muslim
Christian does it,
population
the
here
religion
is
is not
very,
mentioned.
the
You don't mention the
Muslim
religion when it's a
population
Christian
here is
or when it's
very
atheist.
small. It is very small. And my worry is, and I mean this sincerely, my worry is that we end up like London, and our
London's perfect.
government, hold on, let me finish.
What's wrong with London?
Our government covers up the crimes that Muzzies commit because they're fearful of the backlash that these terrorists would get.
No, but
And
I
that
don't want
is
it. I
my
don't want it to be
worry
covered up.
here in the United States,
Hello, I
that
don't
the
want it to be
media
covered up. To be honest,
and the
I
government
want the punishment to
cover
be
shit
increased.
up.
Listen, as a Muslim, yeah, I want the punishment to be increased. I don't want it to be covered up. Whoever does these crimes, yeah, should face capital punishment. This is my belief. Yeah, I think the problem with the
Right.
West
And
is
how
the
noble of
is
you.
the one
How
second.
noble of you that you say if your Muslim brother commits a terrorist attack, they should get the death penalty. Oh, how great of you. The
And
problem
if
is,
you look in the Middle East, right, like Saudi Arabia, UAE, they have the lowest crime rates in the entire world because the policies are
listen,
strict.
I don't
The
think
moment
you should be talking about crime rates when you have no fucking clue.
Can you Google
I
the lowest
asked
crime
you
rates
to
in the
name
world?
me a borough in London that crime has gone down since Sadiq Khan took office. Not one. Not one has.
Throughout
And
London, the crime has went down.
is the more Muslims that are in a city or a state, the more shit gets fucked up. The more crime there is, the more
So I
rape
actually
there
listened
is.
to the mayoral debate, right? They had a mayoral debate about who should be the next mayor because Sadiq Khan finished his term. And overall, it was agreed that crime has went down under his watch. Okay, there was a lot of positive things in his favor. That's why he was re-elected, right? Despite
No,
a
he
huge
was
campaign
re-elected
from
because
far
the
right
Muzzies
people
probably got him
against him.
re-elected.
There's a huge far right attack on this individual, even from America. Like, what did they have to? Why did they care so much about London and who's the mayor? Imagine even Donald Trump was speaking about him, attacking him, right? So he's been
Because
under a
Donald
barrage of
Trump
attacks.
and Donald
And
Trump
we re-elected him. We re-elected him twice because he's doing the
Donald
actual
Trump
decent job.
and anybody with a brain knows that Muslims equal trouble. Not everybody, but when you get a lot of Muslims in one spot, shit's gonna blow up, literally. And
Okay,
that's the
Dave,
problem.
where do you live? Where do you live?
I'm in the States, but I'm in a
Where?
town called Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh. How many Muslims in Pittsburgh?
I'll be honest, not that many.
Exactly. This is
Thank
what we
God.
call ignorance. Yeah, we call this
Thank fucking God.
ignorance.
And
Because
I thought about this, and I mean this sincerely. What would happen if on my street here I saw a whole bunch of for sale signs, and just one by one throughout like the whole month of November, I see hijab after hijab and Muslim after Muslim moving in? I thought about it. What would I do? I don't know what I do.
I know this is people like you are kind of scary, honestly, because
You think
you
I'm
have
the
a
scary one?
you have a very extreme mindset, and you have this extreme fear of Muslims, yeah, which is
Oh, of
irrational.
course, yes,
It's actually
yes,
irrational.
yes. Because
Yes,
anywhere in the world, if somebody takes a car and runs over innocent people, we
the
know
mainstream media has
who it
actually
is.
brainwashed
You
you.
know, wait, I'm sorry. When was the last
Mainstream
time?
media has brainwashed you, man. You think Muslim.
No,
as soon as
you
hear Muslim,
think
you
that
think
there's a
it's
whole bunch of
terrorist.
car rammings going on throughout the world, murdering innocent people that are like Christian or Jewish, and the media is just ignoring it?
So you're taking like
Wait, can you
isolated
answer me
incidents, yeah, and you
directly?
think the next time you walk out into the street, yeah, and you see a Muslim, he's gonna run you over.
Oh, I'm
That's what you
fucking.
think. That's your head.
Listen, I don't know
That's
what
your
I'm.
mentality.
Once again, Muslims are the problem. Not everybody, not all Muslims, okay?
But you still
But
want to put all Muslims in a concentration camp.
yes, I would.
So what happened to
I would.
innocents?
And maybe there's a program where if they show that they could be normal and not be radical, maybe they they get put on like house arrest where we could track them for a couple years.
Dave, have you know in the West, right? They have this belief, yeah, you're innocent before you're found guilty, right? Everyone's presumed innocent until they're found guilty by a court of law, right?
Yes, but
So
my
this is something
pitch.
that is innate in the Western ideology, right?
Hey, what the fuck's
So
going
you're
on
telling me
back there?
that you
What's
want to
going on over
overturn
there?
this long-held perspective that a human being is innocent until proven guilty. You're saying Muslims are guilty until proven innocent. You're switching the whole thing on its head.
And that goes back to my analogy that if 1 out of every 1,000 times you started up your car, it blew up, would you ever start up your car again? Of course not.
Do you believe in the
So
court of law?
once again, we would make sure they have a path to prove themselves. And once again, this is a hypothetical that I'm
What?
the mayor of the city of Pittsburgh. Okay, that's never going to happen. But
Do you believe
I would
innocence
be able
before
to
being found
pitch
guilty?
it to the citizens of Pittsburgh that this religion is a problem. I could bring up a whole bunch of charts from your country and show why Muslims have been a problem. And I could bring up the religionofpeace.com and show them the 130 plus terrorist attacks over the last 30 days alone. And
Okay,
I
Dave.
feel that I could pitch to the American people, the people of Pittsburgh on
Yeah.
why it's vital that we fucking throw them in Wilkinsburg, throw them in the ghetto, and
Okay.
give them a path to be normal.
Okay, Dave, do you believe somebody is innocent until proven guilty?
Of course,
Okay, so are Muslims innocent until proven guilty?
that's different. I'm going to be honest.
So
Once
the
again, in
Muslims are
all
guilty
seriousness, and I
by
mean
default.
this, if the neighbor across the street from me, if I saw a for sale sign and a Muslim family moved in there, I wouldn't really think anything of it. I don't think I would. But if I saw that house and then that house and then that house, and if I saw a whole bunch of Muslims moving in, there goes the neighborhood.
Okay, so you believe in innocent until proven guilty, but not when it comes
I
to Muslims.
believe you're more likely to be innocent when there's one of you versus hundreds of you.
Okay,
Does
I'm
that
going to
make
ask you one
sense?
more time. Only last time I'm going to ask you, yeah? You believe in innocent until proven guilty, right?
Yes,
But do you believe a Muslim is innocent until proven guilty?
of course they are.
Okay, so if a Muslim
However,
is
they
innocent
will have
until
to
proven guilty,
prove their innocence by living in the hood for a little bit. That's
okay,
all.
why does somebody who's innocent have to prove their innocence? That goes against the whole concept. You're innocent until proven guilty. You're saying, yeah, if you're asking them to prove their innocence, that means you already found them guilty.
Well,
to
the
begin with,
question,
from the
once
start.
again, I've said it multiple times, is unfortunately, there's a problem within this group of people, right? It's not everybody, but there is a problem with this particular group, right?
Okay, so you
If
don't
a
believe
whole
in
bunch of
innocent
if a
until
whole
proven
bunch of
guilty.
people wearing a yarmulke, keep in mind I grew up in an all Jewish neighborhood here in Pittsburgh, but the neighborhood I'm in now, if a whole bunch of people wearing a yarmulke moved into my neighborhood, I wouldn't blink an eye. I wouldn't lose
But
any
Dave, you
sleep.
know why you wouldn't blink an eye? You wouldn't blink an eye because
Why?
you're actually
Because
used to
why
living
wouldn't I
among
blink
Jews.
an eye? Because I grew up in an all Jewish neighborhood. We were
Exactly.
the only Catholic people on the street. Everybody treated us like family with respect.
Dave,
And there was not one person that was mean to myself, my 5 siblings, or my
okay,
parents.
so Dave,
Okay?
one second.
And
You
hold
see,
on, one more sentence. And there's not one Jew throughout the world that is taking their car, running over innocent people, or flying planes into fucking buildings. That's
okay,
why.
so Dave, look, you're comfortable around Jews because you grew up around Jews, so you don't have an issue if a bunch of Jews moved into your neighborhood, right?
And
Again,
they're
let me
not
finish my
killing
point.
innocent people.
Okay, good. I'll get to it. Yeah. So
It is good. Yeah, it's a good thing.
let me get to it. Yeah. So look, the same, but this, if you're a white man living somewhere in in the Bible Belt, and you've never encountered Jews before, yeah, and then all of a sudden, Jews started buying up your entire neighborhood, coming there with all their hats and all their black attire, you're gonna be scared, right? Because you're not used to it.
Absolutely
So
not. Because let's just say,
have
hypothetically, you've never seen a Jew before. And you're like, what the fuck? They're wearing these hats. Let me research it. You find out that they're Jewish. Okay, great. You can't find a long history of terrorist attacks done by the Jews, right? However, if I see a whole bunch of hijabs and I do the research, I could find a shit ton of terrorist attacks done by Muslims.
Okay, so you're
It's
talking
that
about
simple, man. Come on.
you're talking about hijabs, yeah, like they're a scary thing, right? The Orthodox Jews, they cover their women, they even cover their face.
Okay.
The women are covered head to toe. They have like
Okay,
this
no
black
problem. I'd much
cloak
rather
over
listen.
their
I don't think that's gonna be a great argument for you.
So if you
Okay,
saw
like you
a bunch of women,
saying you,
once the,
and that's what I'm talking about. That's how
see,
dumb you motherfuckers are.
see, look, you
Listen,
can't even
listen,
handle
listen,
the
listen.
simple rebuttal.
I'm gonna say one thing. I'll give you 30 seconds, then I'm done. Just very simple. Your religion is the problem. Okay, and if you came up here in a sincere way, admit it that at the very least you guys have a PR problem, and I got 7 other muzzies up here to admit that there's a problem, it would be much more productive. But you come up here, you deflect, you fucking lie, you deny facts. It is what it is. 30 seconds and I'm done with your ass. Go.
Okay, so you find hijabs to be scary, right? But in an Orthodox Jewish community, their women are covered head to toe. They put a black cloak on their women, right? Even their face is covered. You call it the burqa, but they have it with their eyes are covered, their face is covered, everything's covered. In London, there is a place called Stamford Hill, which is like the Jewish capital of London, where they have their own
All right,
police
your
station.
30 seconds
They
is
have
up.
their own
30
hospitals.
seconds is up. 30
They
seconds
walk
is
on
up.
different sides of the pavement. Men walk on one side of the pavement, women walk on the other side of the pavement.
All
It's
right,
a
once
very
again,
controlled Orthodox Jewish
30
community.
seconds is up. I'm
And
not
I see
going to
nobody from
fire
the far
shots at
right.
you because when
I
I
see
say you
nobody
have the
from the
last
far
word,
right
you have the
speaking
last
about
word. And that's how you
that.
wanted to use it. I appreciate
Yeah, I'm
it.
saying, why do you not speak about that?
Shut the fuck up.
Thank God. Thank God. Oh, you say you got Google next to you, don't you? You can fact check what I say, right?
All right, first of all, where are you from?
I'm from Iraq.
You're from Iraq. And tell
Yeah,
me.
the country you obliterated, remember?
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Tell me
yeah.
one.
So I just
Hold
wanted
on
to
one
ask a
second.
quick
Hold on one
question.
second. Hold on. You're not going to come up here and blow shit up. Just a simple question. Tell me a fun fact about yourself.
I like reading and I speak 3 languages.
That's tremendous. All right, so go ahead. What brings you up?
Okay, so
Wait, what languages
if
do you speak?
Muslims are so
No, go ahead.
bad,
Go. Continue with your point. If
if
Muslims
Muslims
what?
are so bad, what does that make America when they drop 260 million bombs in Vietnam?
Okay. Just so you know, on Wednesdays, we bash militaries. I bash George Bush.
I
I
don't.
go
That
and
doesn't
Dick
answer my
Cheney every
question,
other
mate. That doesn't answer
Wednesday.
my question.
I'm not talking about. You want to criticize military actions by
No,
any
I want to
military?
criticize the
Why
American
the
government
fuck are
for
you
dropping
talking when I'm?
260
Wait,
million
hold on,
bombs.
hold on. Why the fuck are you talking when I'm talking? Okay, don't come up here blowing shit up. It's very simple. There's a big difference between criticizing a military's actions versus just normal, non-military civilians putting on a suicide vest or running over innocent people or flying planes into buildings. And that's what I'm focused on. Why is it happening so much within your religion?
Okay, I understand that. So who's dropped more bombs overall? If we're
Wait,
gonna do that,
can I just say something?
who's dropped more bombs? Who dropped more nuclear bombs? You
Okay.
guys have gone around everywhere
Wait,
lecturing
hold on
everyone
one second.
about being
Let me help
violent.
you. Let me help you. Let me
Mate,
help you.
you're on here. You're on this live.
Wait,
You
hold
chat
on.
so
What is
much
wrong with
shit.
you? Hello? Let me help you out, okay?
I'll help
I
you
have
out,
a
mate.
history.
You're confused.
Hold on
You're
one second. Here,
confused.
I'll drop your dumbass, and then I'll
You're
bring you right back
confused.
up, okay? I have a history on this app of saying that the majority of Muslims that come up here are A, dumb as fuck, B, do nothing but deny, lie, and deflect, 3, or C, would be unhinged, unintelligent animals, okay? I have a history of saying those things. Don't prove me right. Come up here, have a conversation, and don't be an ignorant, uncaged animal. I don't remember what, no, exposing the West. All right, so once again, I have a history of talking shit on your people.
I just proved you right, mate.
Don't prove
I
me
just
right.
proved that America is the biggest terrorist state in the world. There's no bigger terrorists than Americans, just to let you know.
Okay, great. So once again, I do talk fast sometimes, so I'll slow it down. What I'm not talking about military action, and I think it's fair to criticize military action. What I'm talking about is just normal, everyday civilians that they get bored on a random Tuesday, hijack a plane and fly it into a fucking building.
The controlled demolition was not
That's
done
the
by
difference.
Saudis.
That's the
Again.
difference. And here comes
The
conspiracy
controlled
theories.
demolition that
So, hold on,
passports
once
were
again,
somehow found after the building got crashed down, and they were perfectly fine. They were so good that I made my house out of the passports. They were so good.
That is the dumbest joke I've ever heard. But can I ask you, in your mind, if I said there's been 100,000 terrorist attacks done by your religion this century,
which it hasn't been done.
No problem.
There's not been 100,000 terrorist attacks. There hasn't been. There's been more far right attacks coming from.
Wait, hold on one second.
Republicans.
Do you want me to drop you again?
When
Do you
they
want
go
me
in
to
and
drop
they
you again?
shoot up schools.
Okay.
You don't say anything about that. When Christian children.
Listen to me. You fucking terrorists are not going to come up here and blow shit up. All right? Fuck off. Oh, here we go. Here goes Caitlin. Now, Caitlin has a history of coming up here fucking fuck.
Is that why you let me up? Because you were like,
No, I didn't.
Everybody's cucking me. These other people from other countries are cucking me, so I'm just gonna let the drunk girl that I've
No. Well, first, I got two questions. One, I got two questions. One, I don't know how long you've been listening for. What is the best point that any of them made? Go ahead.
Of all the countries, of all the people that
I'm so sorry. You, Caitlin, you came up here and said these terrorists are cooking me. So I'm asking you directly. What is the best point that any of them made? Floor is yours.
The best cooking point against you? The best cooking point against you, Dave?
Okay. Well, ignore that.
I've been laughing in the comments. I've been laughing in the comments.
Of course.
I've been laughing in the comments for so long.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. What was the number one thing that I said where I was just flat out wrong?
That you were flat out wrong. How about
but you're laughing in the comments. So I'm sorry. Okay, regardless, the reason why I selected you is very simple, because you are a gullible person. Did you attend a No Kings rally?
I did. Well, here I did not.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Yeah. But that's only because of my own financial security. I could not.
Okay. And last question, very simple. On the scale of 1 to 10, how drunk are you at 6 a.m. on a fucking Monday? How drunk are you right now?
6 a.m. on a Monday.
You're in Massachusetts. Okay, so it's 6 a.m.
Standard Time, Dave.
Okay, so on the scale of 1 to
Eastern Standard Time. No, I'm sober. But thank you. Yeah.
How many? Okay. All right, I'm going to move on to somebody else. Final word to you.
No. See, that's why you move on, because you know that I'm sober. So I would, maybe I should turn my camera on so I could just.
Caitlin.
Dave, you know.
Can I just try one more time?
You love fighting with me. I haven't fought with you in a fucking long ass time.
Right. So just scale 1 to 10. How drunk are you?
Sober. You know I'm sober.
No, I don't. Not at all. Not at all.
When I'm shit faced. You can always tell when I'm shit faced. Everybody on this panel, on your panel, can always tell when I'm shit faced.
And I would bet $10,000 cash that you're at the very least very buzzed. Maybe not plastered. You might remember this conversation, but at the very least, you are pretty plastered. Pretty.
No, Dave. You're wild. You're wilding out. You're wilding out. You're getting so mad. Where were you on Saturday for the No Kings? What did you do?
Nowhere.
Actually,
Nowhere.
you know what?
Nowhere. Nowhere. The Democratic
you know,
Party is a fucking joke. You guys going out and protesting is a fucking joke.
I'm not.
I'm talking about the Democrats. It's pathetic. It's
at this
pathetic.
point, Dave, you should know at this point that I'm not. I've already fucking told you that I didn't vote for Kamala. I told you that. I told you that months and months ago.
All right, final word. I'm moving on, babe.
No, keep me up on your panel.
No, I'm not keeping you up here. I'm sorry.
Why?
No way.
You're gonna boot me?
Yeah, that's literally what I mean. Final word to you, and then I'm moving on.
No, I think I should stay up.
Okay. All right, Caitlin, everybody. Paul, I try to accept you up. Tiana, I tried to accept you up. Not Caitlin, right back in the fucking queue. Free Palestine. The internet over there is not that good. All right, nobody is connecting. Let's see if Bob the Builder connects. Bob?
Dave?
What's up, Bob the
I
Builder?
wanted to ask Caitlin a question. Also, by the way, I can't connect to your live without a VPN. Just FYI, I don't know what the hell's up with this account. I can't connect to your live unless I have a VPN.
Why though? And there have been a lot of people, like when I go to Daniela's panel or anybody else's, really, somebody will say, Dave, I can't connect to your live. And I have no clue how to help them.
And I have to put myself in Australia. I have to do Australia specifically. If I do like Egypt or if I do some other country, it doesn't work.
Why? That is so. Like obviously, there's a lot of Americans. You're in America, right? Bob? Well, there's a lot of Americans that are here, so I don't get that. I don't get why that's going on.
And I can look at the comments while I'm in your live. I just can't see you, and I can type in the comments. I just can't see you or the panel or anything. It's
okay.
Blurry.
But to fix it, you got a VPN and you turn it on in Australia, and then you could get in. Because there are people.
Yeah, I have to reset.
Jason Wiseman, that is usually in the comments. He tagged me in a broadcast in the last couple of weeks. Somebody else has, and I don't know how to help them. So I don't know.
The only thing I can think of is America somehow has like a restriction on you. I don't know how they would or why or what. I mean, I don't know if your account is based in some country that there's a restriction. I have no idea.
Yeah, but if there was a restriction, it would be all Americans, or it would be for everybody. It's literally 4, 5, 6 people that I know of, but I have a lot of America. The drunk chick that was just up here, she's in America.
Can I ask the drunk chick a question or?
She's in the queue, so go for it.
Okay,
she'll giggle her way through it.
Thanks.
Caitlin, you support. I saw you support Palestine.
Yeah, she fucking does.
Are you pretty involved with that?
Dave, thank you very much for continue. At least you're.
Listen, Bob wanted to ask you a question, so answer him.
All right, that's fine. But Dave, I appreciate you for at least being like steadfast and being like, Caitlin is a drunk chick. Okay, Bob.
Yeah, are you pretty involved with that, the Free Palestine stuff?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Have you heard the chant from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free?
I think everyone, yeah, of course.
Or do you mind telling me which river and which sea that is?
The Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea.
Now,
That's
Bob,
amazing.
hold on 1 second. I just want to point out that whenever she was first asked that question in here, and I'm pretty sure it was Daniela that asked her, she had no fucking clue. So to her credit, she has gone and used her friend Google. But that's fine. Good. Continue with your next question.
Dave.
You did not know it the first time somebody asked
was
you.
I drunk, like fucked up that time? Probably.
Honestly, I don't keep track on if you were drunk, or just drunk. Like I don't do that. But Bob, next question. Go ahead, sir.
I was just curious. What's your biggest reason for supporting Palestine? Is it the like cousin marriage percentage? What about it?
Why do I support Palestine? My biggest reason?
Yeah. What's your biggest? Yeah, your biggest reason.
I support the Palestinian people. I support the people.
You know they celebrated like our deaths on 9/11 and stuff. You're chill with that? That's pretty chill.
Do you think that the civilians of Palestine, of the region of Gaza, the Palestinian region, do you think that they are that they were the people that?
No, they were dancing and celebrating on 9/11, including the children passing out candy, screaming Allah Akbar, and celebrating the death of thousands of Americans. I'm just curious. That seems a bit strange to me to like that. Especially, you seem like a leftist. It's a bit strange to me.
Oh,
they also throw gay people off buildings and stuff. Like, you're okay with throwing gay people off buildings? I mean, I would expect that from a Groy person, but from you, that's a bit crazy.
Hold on. You're dancing all over the place. You're like the dancing. You're like a dancing in Israeli. Have you looked up?
On YouTube.
Have you looked up dancing Israelis on YouTube?
I have. I have. That doesn't exist. There's no video of dancing Israelis. That was father of one of the terrorists who claimed that. But again, I'm just curious, Caitlin.
But you looked it up.
You could type. I have, and it doesn't exist. So here's the thing: is you could type on YouTube right now, "dancing Palestinians on 9/11," and you can watch a very, very, very obese woman dancing in Gaza in the streets with her children and thousands of people celebrating the death of Americans. I'm just curious, like, why support that?
You think that would be if that would be searched? Okay, you know what? If that was searched, right? I could search that right now, and I'm sure some video would come up, right?
I'm sure of it, yeah.
Yeah, right, and it would show videos of Palestinians dancing.
Yep, it was Fox News, AP News, and I believe BBC were also in Gaza at the time when the towers were falling.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But when it comes to what's been
and they were
going
screaming,
on,
Allah Akbar.
Is that your like steadfast? That's
all right, Caitlin. I just have one question, and Caitlin, I feel like this is taking advantage of a drunk girl, and I don't like it.
No.
Stop, Caitlin, stop. And I mean this sincerely.
Why is he taking advantage of me? He's not taking advantage of me whatsoever.
I understand, but Caitlin, why is it that your movement was screaming that it's a genocide and whatever the fuck else bullshit you guys were saying? Why is it that you guys, your side was not celebrating it, but the state of Israel was celebrating the end of it? Why is that? It didn't make sense.
The quote unquote ceasefire?
Yeah.
The ceasefire that Donald Trump allegedly.
Yes. How do we go from it's a genocide to the terrorists have won the war? How did we get that?
Well, first of all, Hamas was a government that was elected in 2006. And that was a government that was elected in 2006. There has not been a election since then. Right, Dave? That's what, 19
that's also
years?
kind of incorrect. That's kind of incorrect as well, Caitlin. That's okay. In 2021 they were going to hold another election in the West Bank. But Hamas,
Dave.
Just real quick, Caitlin. No, it's okay. No. I think this is okay. I'm educating you, like Professor Bob. Yeah, in 2021 they were going to hold an election in the West Bank, but they stopped the election because Hamas was going to gain more seats in the parliament because they were so popular. Did you know that?
Hamas is different than Fatah.
That is true. I'm glad you acknowledge that. That is true. Yeah,
Thank you.
Hamas threw Fatah off buildings and unalived them on national television. That is correct.
Hamas is different than Fatah.
Yes, that is correct, Caitlin.
And the biggest, and I'll
What did you drink tonight, Caitlin?
No, I'm done. I'm going to come back at 7 a.m. because the few times that I've started up at 7 a.m., I get a lot of crazy ass people in here. So I'm going to focus over here for 45 minutes. And then I will be back at 7 a.m. Eastern. I appreciate everybody that's watching, listening. Click the link that's in my bio, subscribe to my YouTube. And that's that. I love you all.